to this game, and where he wanted to attack on offense. And he talked about Coelho, he talked about Burt, and offensively they just want to continue to play their style of football. So it's everything as normal for not just the Broncos, for both of these teams. The biggest thing, Mel, and you've played in championship games yourselves. Don't overdo it tonight. Don't be out of your character. Don't be out of yourself. Play within your ability, but play within control. Do not let the situation and the game at hand dictate how you play. Play your game.
Exactly. And both times I played in the championship, it was difficult because one, the first time it was a team we never saw before. Well, actually, take that back. It was a team we had seen before. But we didn't have much success against them because our defense took over. This time we saw them in the championship. We got it together. We knew what we needed to do. We knew how to stop them. For the second championship, we had never saw this team. Shout out to the West Virginia Storm. Those guys played great. Great team run by Billy down there. Actually, they beat us in the national championship. So down in Florida. So it was very difficult to watch that game. But realistically, we had never saw the West Virginia Storm before. These guys could move. They had big interior linemen, and they were physical. And we had to stay with the course for game plan.
Yeah,
So this would be the situation where the Broncos have to settle down from game one or from the first whistle and let have it to where the Bengals have to catch them.
I totally agree with you there. Uh,
And we'll take over and watch the coin toss and get that situated.
So
Actually,
Mel, and I apologize to throw a complete wrinkle in the broadcast, but we had some breaking news come across the desk involving this game. I had to take a phone call. Apparently, after all the talk that we did to pregame, the Broncos are currently without Coelho and Danny, two of their major contributors to this team. Do you think? I know it causes an issue, but does it cause a bigger issue when it's this close to the beginning of a game?
honestly, it does because at this level, everybody has to work. Nobody's getting paid, so you're leaving work, you're hustling to get to where you need to be. However, I know Jimmy well enough. I know Coach Putnam and Coach Ballantine well enough to know they got something in the event that this is what it is. And what we saw last week, running the ball, it's going to be a problem if the Bengals can't stop it.
Yes.
So, running
It,
the ball, short passes, I believe that will be the momentum getter until either Danny or Marquello show up. So,
right.
we'll see how the Bengals adjust to not seeing Marquello or Danny.
And you know what? And I know both coaches would echo the same sentiment. Next man up. You know what I mean? There's a lot of guys out here hoping for an opportunity to step onto the field. So absolutely, they'll cherish that moment and won't hesitate to jump to that. So we're just about to get started here at Elliott Field, a nice, beautiful stadium here.
Very beautiful
Shout out to
stadium.
the Akron Public Schools.
And as you can see, this Elliott, part of the Akron City Series down here in Akron. For those that don't know, the Akron City Series is a big league for Akron to see who's really going to run Akron for the next off season
Yeah,
from fall to next fall. So the Browns stepped in, helped the Orangemen get their field redone. It's beautiful here. Like
absolutely.
I'm almost jealous.
Big shout out down the way. We do have our guys over from Western Reserve Radio down on the call as well. Always good to be in the booth with those guys.
Very good guys, stand up group. Very knowledgeable group as well as we get ready for our first opening kick of the 2A championship. And we say 2A because strength of schedule plays into it a lot. A lot of teams don't play the tougher teams. A lot of teams can't afford to play the tougher teams because of travel. So here we are, 2A. 2A
Absolutely.
championship here at Elliott High School.
So Broncos are going to kick away. Bengals will receive the first half kickoff.
Looks like Will, who had an issue last week, is going to actually start the game at kicker.
Especially at this level.
Kick
Another chance to get an extra body on the field. And the kick is squibbed away, and we're underway here for your PAFL championship game. That ball's going to be returned. He runs into his own guy at the 25, and he'll be tackled down just over the 25-yard line. And that is where, Mel, this Bengals offense will take over.
and indeed, and here we are waiting for who's going to show up at quarterback for the Broncos.
Absolutely. And we thank you all for joining us here on the 216 Sports Network. I am Ken Straub, normally your voice of the Raptors in the Straub World Sports Show, joined by the owner and host of the 216 Sports Network broadcast, Mel
First and 10.
Romel Thorpe.
Ball is spotted on the 23 or 24 of the Bengals. Bengals go with an empty backfield. He takes back out of pressure. Actually,
Ooh,
not out of pressure.
and he's
Hit
going
and sack.
boom. And Mel, they tried to come out opening drive, first play with an empty backfield set and that Broncos pressure. We talked about it. The Broncos wanting to get pressure and pressure on the first play did they get.
It's a loss of 8 now. It'll be second down and 18. That is not how the Bengals wanted to start.
No, not at all. So they come out now here, second down. And not a surprise, running back going to join his quarterback in the backfield, two wide receivers to each side of the ball. Quarterback going to hand it off up the middle. Running back's going to take it through the hole. He's going to pick up just a couple, but he'll be tackled there just about the line of scrimmage. So that's going to bring up third and long already for the Bengals. And the Broncos doing exactly on the first drive on defense what they wanted to be doing.
And that's the problem that you're going to face going up against the Bengals. You can barely run. We
Yeah,
saw last week after 4 games in a row where the Cobras had great success running the ball. They ran into the Broncos, couldn't get anything going.
yeah.
So it's a problem. If you don't do anything about it, if you don't keep that defense honest on the defensive line, you're gonna have a problem, especially with Big Country out there, number 95.
Absolutely. So we'll see what this Broncos defense will cook up here on third down. We'll see what the Bengals will try and attack with. Going to bring a man in motion here on third down. Quarterback going to drop back to pass. He's going to throw it out to the running back out in the flat, and who's going to be tackled right there for another loss. And 1, 2, 3 Broncos stops, and the Bengals are going to punt, and the Broncos will get the ball back here with just above 13 minutes left here in the first quarter.
And it's another situation where you put the quarterback in a situation where he has to make a throw. You know, you tried to throw the ball on first down, didn't work. Tried to run it on second down, really didn't work. Got a couple yards, but it essentially still didn't work. Third down, you throw it short. Now you're looking for a situation where you got to make something happen, and you couldn't make something happen against this defense. Took a sack, couple yards, and then a loss of yards. It's gonna be an issue if you don't fix that and fix it fast.
Absolutely. So now Broncos, two returners back to receive this punt, both standing at their 40 and 45-yard line. Oh, we're going to have a flag here. We're
And
going to have
there's
a
a
false start. That's going to back them up even further. So Broncos looking at great potential field position here. One of these returners can break one of these. They're going to set this offense up in huge field position.
we saw Owens last week literally take one back that ended up being the game sealer. 60-yard punt return for a touchdown. So hopefully they're smart enough to know not to kick it to him.
Absolutely. So snap is low. It is away though. Returner's going to pick this up. Oh, and he bobbled it, and it's going to go behind him, and he'll just pick this up at his own 35-yard line. And Mel, a big opportunity for the Broncos there to flip the field, but unfortunately a bit of a mistake there, and they're not able to. But still, Broncos will take over now. Ball at the 35-yard line, and we'll see what their talented offense can try to do on its first possession with the football.
And during the first series for the Bengals, we ended up
Yes.
seeing Marquello trot on the field, but he
Yes.
was on the sideline. So he's looking like he's ready to go. And Lord, if you're a defensive player and you never played against Marquelo Sewell, good luck.
Absolutely. A very talented quarterback, a good arm, and a smart decision maker. And something that I noticed in our game and something, he has like a nice hard count that he likes to go to, try to draw the offense, our defenses off sides. So we'll see when he decides and utilizes that tactic here.
And that's a great quality a quarterback has at this level. It's a hard count. You saw it with Slap Thompson last
Yes,
week, and you see it now with Marquello because Marquello had the same ability. So it's a situation where you got to pay attention.
absolutely. Broncos will take this on first down. They're going to hand it off up the middle. That running back's going to push it up the middle for a gain of about 4.
And it looks like Reggie Rogers on that play, and that is Big Reg.
Absolutely, and that is a good way there to start the drive, get some positive yardage, start to set up the passing game. I know it's not a question of if the Broncos will start going to that passing game, but it is just when. They uh they do like to come out, play some no running, play some 5 wide receivers, bring out some no back looks. So we'll see when they start to decide to stretch that field.
And don't be surprised if they start early. Yes, they have
Yes.
the ability to run the ball, but they like to lull you to sleep. Run and run, run, and then right over the top of your head, you see the ball and you're chasing it down.
Absolutely. So 2nd and 5 here. Ball at the 30. Ball at the 40. I apologize. Quarterback's going to hand it off to his running back again, and he's going
Woo!
to get hit hard, and he's going to lose every bit of yardage he picked up there and more, Mel.
That was big 20. Looks like 25. Ben Huppenthal. Excuse me,
On a
that was Curtin on the tackle. He came through and met Reggie with bad intentions.
Absolutely.
Man, retirement is starting to look more and more successful for me.
Absolutely. And I'm glad I played a different sport, just played on the same field. So it's going to bring up now 3rd and about 9 for the Broncos. Going to come out 4 wide receivers to the east side of the ball, 1 running back in the backfield flanking his quarterback. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. Look over, and he's got him
Great
over the middle,
catch.
and he caught it,
And
and he's gone. Mel, he caught it, broke through the middle, and just like that, the Broncos are on the board.
that is number 10. I believe that's got to be Asian Burt. If I'm wrong, I apologize. We'll look it up. That is Sequoia Magby. Excuse me. Should have knew that from last week. Sequoia Magby. Magby, great hands, great catch. He just took off. That was the problem that you have going against the Broncos when you see them line up. All four of their receivers, great hands, great route running, great speed.
And they're not afraid to attack the middle of the field. I know I mentioned it. They like to throw passes out to the flats, out to the numbers, but they have no problem attacking the middle of the field, and they did it right there. And a great job of the wide receiver to not just catch it in traffic, but then to turn on the speed, turn on the jets. And it
Boy,
looks like, yeah, it looks like the Broncos are going to come out immediately and put the pressure on and go for 2 here. 4 wide receivers still, 2 to each side of the ball, 1 running back in the back. Going to bring motion across. He's going to take it. His quarterback's going to go that way, throw it over the middle, and he's going to be caught for a 2-point conversion. And just like that, 10 minutes, 9 seconds left in the first quarter, and it is 8-0.
and that is why you mentioned earlier you do not want to get into a shootout with the Broncos. The Broncos draw first blood, and this is not, if you're a Bengals fan watching, this is not how you wanted this to start.
No.
However, this also is a way for you to bounce back. Now you see what you up against offensively or
Hmm.
defensively rather.
It's a wake-up call. Now you know Broncos are not taking this, not that the Bengals are taking it lightly, but they're not taking the play calling lightly. They're going right after you. They're going to test you immediately. And now it's time for the Bengals to kind of immediately kind of look to the sideline and go, okay, let's get it together. Let's keep this together because as we've seen plenty of times at this level, one score can turn into 2 to 3 to 4 very quickly.
And you do not want to play from behind against a team like the Broncos.
Not at all, because they're a team that loves to utilize that run. And as explosive as the pass offense is, when they start to, like you said, lure you to sleep with the running game, then those explosive passing yardage and those passing plays come. So Broncos are going to kick it away here. Oh, and it's going to be a squib onside kick. And it does look like, yep, the Bengals are going to collect that just on the other side of the 50. And so they'll take over with good field position here, Mel.
10:06 to go. It's still early in the game,
A qu-
and you are the Bengals. So now you see what you're up against. This is a good chance to fix that.
Do you
Di-
agree? Go ahead.
don't want to be in a situation where you don't get positive yardage. You already gotten positive yardage this drive just off the kickoff. So
Right.
if you're the Bengals, now is the time to settle down. Let the game come to you.
And an interesting decision by the Broncos to make that onside kick there when you were up. So quarterback's going to drop back here on first down. Oh, and he was looking out to the numbers, and it's batted down there by number 20. A good play by the DB to come in and get his hands on the ball. I was going to ask you, do you question a bit the decision there by the Broncos to not just kick that away deep when
No,
your offense was moving that fluently?
honestly, knowing Jimmy and knowing how he coaches, knowing Ballantine and how he coaches, that's a strategy.
Yeah.
If you're up and you just got the momentum, you want to keep the momentum. So with that, no, it's not a situation where I disagree with it because I know who I'm dealing with. And because I know who I'm dealing with,
Absolutely.
it puts pressure.
Second down. He's going to throw it out to his wide receiver. He's going to catch that, make a couple guys miss, pick up some positive yards there, pick up a gain of about 6. And there we go on second down there, moving the ball a little bit. And they're now taking that page out of their playbook. Those quick out to the number passes, get the offense moving, get your playmakers in space to be able to make a play and bring up a third and short here.
Again, because with that defensive line, anytime you have your quarterback holding on to the ball longer than he needs to, that's
Mhm.
going to cause a problem.
Absolutely.
So with that, yes, I agree. Get the ball out of his hands as soon as possible because it's gonna hurt you the longer he holds on to it.
9:20 ticking away here in the first quarter. Bengals down 7-0 to the Broncos. A third and 5 here. Running back's going to come out in motion, come back, pick up that handoff, get tackled. Oh, he's going to be grabbed in the backfield, and he's not going to get away. He's only going to get back to basically the line of scrimmage there, and it'll bring up fourth and decision time here for the Bengals. It is early, but teams have been aggressive, and yep, I'm already seeing the coach on the other side tell his special teams unit to kind of stick there on the sideline. We're going to be aggressive, and we're going to go for it here.
It's championship weekend, so realistically, this is one of those things you have to do. Yeah, do you want to punt it? We might have to sacrifice field position.
Mhm.
However, you're down seven, you're down 8-0 already. So no, you can't afford to punt it, especially when you're in plus territory.
Absolutely. So, fourth and 6 here. Oh, and we've got a
Flag on the
movement.
play.
Flag on the play. Another false start on the wide receiver there. Dropped his head. He knew it immediately. And that's going to force a tougher decision now from the Bengals coaching staff.
This is a
And yeah, the special
situation.
team unit is going to come on now.
Exactly. This is a situation where you can't afford to. If you're gonna go for it, you can't afford to have that penalty happen. But unfortunately, it does, and now you are forced to punt. Not that you wanted to, but again, the Bengals. You got to be in a situation where you don't give the Broncos any reason to be jerks right about now on the scoreboard.
So, the punting unit will come back on. Two returners back for the Broncos.
The Broncos are up on the line heavy. This looks like they could go after this.
You are right. One of the linebackers did finally retreat back. So, and they do bring a little pressure, but he gets it away. It's a high punt, and Broncos are going to let it bounce. It takes a nice Broncos bounce actually, and it's going to go all the way up to about the 30-yard line. And that is where this Broncos offense will take over again from the same spot. We'll see if they can duplicate the same exact result as well.
A good punt. Unfortunately, it takes the Broncos bounce, as they call it. Now, with the Broncos taking control of the game early, if you're the Bengals, what are you going to do to stop this offense from having the same success that they just had?
Absolutely. One of the things I definitely would say is There was no pressure brought by the Bengals on that first series. I would like to definitely see them maybe dial up the pressure, not give the quarterback a lot of time back there, because if you give this Broncos quarterback time, he's going to pick your defense apart.
And
So,
that's the worst part of it because in his early years as a player, Marquello was known for running. Now he's had the Mike Vick syndrome where he's settled down and he's setting in the pocket, and it's gotten worse for other defenses.
absolutely, he's communicating with his running back there. Four wide receivers to each side of the ball. First down here. He's going to take this. He's going to hand it off. Ooh, he keeps it. Pump fake. He's going to look over the middle of the field. He's got a man. Oh,
Just out of his hand, man. Magby again wide open. He beat the safety, beat the corner. That could have turned ugly.
and not to be overly critical, but maybe just overthrew him a bit there. Quick wide receiver, but even he couldn't catch it. Almost got his hands to it, but either way, threatening again. And this Bengals defense at this point has to be on high alert because right now it does seem like Marquello Sol is having his way and is picking them and doing whatever he
How
wants.
can you not be on high alert? Did you see what just happened in the first series? Magby caught a slant and then took off. I've known Magby, played against Magby. I didn't even realize Magby had that kind of speed.
Very quick there. So Broncos coming out. Three wide receivers to the bottom of the screen. One up top, one running back in the backfield. Wide receiver is going to come through in motion. He's going to take it. Play action. Look down again. He's got a man, and he's
And that
caught
is
over the
Burt.
40, and he's going to walk this into the end zone for a touchdown. Once again, the Broncos, the quick strike, and the running our wide receiver takes it to the house.
And that is Asian Burt, the one we just mentioned, catching the touchdown, getting wide open. I mentioned great route running, and here it is. The ability to get open, create separation, and you see it. Folks at home, we were not joking when we said all four of these receivers for the Broncos have that ability. Here you see in it live and in living color.
Absolutely. And just like that, Mel, with still 7 minutes and 51 seconds left in the first quarter. Broncos 14 to nothing. And it does look like, yes, they're going to come back on. Oh, no, they're going to bring the special team units on. They're going to attempt an extra point here.
If the Broncos keep keep the momentum like this, there's going to be a problem later on
Absolutely.
before
Snap is down.
halftime.
Kick is up and good. So 7:51 left here in the first quarter, and it is 15 to nothing. Broncos over the Bengals. And yes, Mel, this has an opportunity to very quickly get out of hand if the Bengals sideline doesn't kind of collect themselves and kind of calm themselves down. They're making the plays, especially on offense. I know defense there maybe needs to be a conversation, but on offense, they're making the plays. There just needs to sharpen up a bit to be able to move the ball down the field. We said it was going to be a scoring game.
And now you're seeing it. This is what we're used to watching the Broncos this year. They have the ability. They know they have the ability. And when you have Jimmy at the mastermind on offense coaching that, it's a recipe for disaster if you're a defense. So opposing defenses all year have been seeing what we've been seeing the last couple of weeks in the playoffs. It doesn't take much to get Marquello started. It doesn't take much to get Reggie started. Asian Burt, Lynn TGBG.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much for these guys to get started, and you're witnessing what could happen as an opposing defense if you're not on your A game.
Absolutely. I want to take an opportunity to give a couple shout outs. Shout out to my cousin who's in the chat. Rave Pizza and Wings. Big shout out to my guy Justin over there. Great pizza place over there in Falls. If you're looking for great pizza and wings, go get you some Rave. Shout out to my mom. She's also
Mama, fall,
in the
mama,
comments.
mama.
In the comments, love you, mother. And then my guy Ray too.
And apparently there
Big
was a
shout out
flag
there.
we didn't catch.
Yeah, same. There was a discussion going on between the Broncos kicker and the referee, but we did not actually see the flag. But as you see, it's going to push this kick up, and it's going to give the Broncos a very good opportunity to pin the Bengals back.
With Will's leg, I don't put it past him. But knowing Jimmy, there's probably some strategy behind this.
and what's going on to that Jamaican Sigma. What's going on? See you in the comments as well. And that kick is away, and it's going to go back through the end zone for a touchback. And I want to answer one of those questions in the comments. This is the PAFL. This is Tier 2 championship game between the Arctic City Bengals and the Ohio Broncos.
Man, this is gonna be one of those situations. I gotta ask, not even ask you, but just put the question out there. If you don't turn this ugly, or if you turn this ugly, if you're the Broncos, are you gonna be able to bounce back from this? Because another score, and we are possibly looking at a blowout early.
Absolutely. And a big shout out to David Duncan, owner commissioner of the PFA, uh, for joining us
Shout
today
out to
here.
Dunk.
So, Bengals are going to take over here. First and 10 ball at the 25, down 15 to nothing. But just as we talked about, it could get out of hand early. Plenty of time for them to come back.
Two-score game, but you gotta settle down your offense.
Absolutely. Going to take this, going to hand it off up the middle, and the running back's going to push that through, and the offensive line pushes them there for a gain of about 6 yards, and that's a good first play there on first down. The first time the Bengals have picked up positive yardage on first down, so a good start there.
And that's what you should have did as a coach. That's what you should have did the first series. Is try to establish the run. If you can tire out this defensive line, it helps.
And shout out to our guy Grady, all the way from Australia. We appreciate you checking in for us.
Hey, Jose, mate. Good to hear from you.
What a terrible, terrible
Hey,
accent.
hey, hey. Don't judge me. Don't judge me.
So,
It's been
second and
years.
4 here. Bengals coming out with a fullback in. I always appreciate that. And they're going to pitch it off to that fullback, but he's going to get tackled right there. Oh, and he fumbled the football. And yes, and oh, and he fumbled it again. Broncos picked it up, fumbled it, and now they're going to pick that up and recover that for a touchdown. A wild, wild sequence there. Mel, I called for it. I gave love to the fullback. They pitched it to him. He couldn't, almost too big that he couldn't go down, and they were able to strip that football away. And then after a big scrum itself, where the Bengals player was able to strip it away, it dives into the end zone where the Broncos pick it up for a
Uh,
touchdown. But referees are having a discussion. So,
I don't agree with the play call simply because you know how aggressive this defensive line is. So pushing a shovel pass
yeah,
into the middle of the defensive line is not going to work against this team.
no,
It may work in your playbook, it may work against a weaker defensive line team, but against the Broncos, you cannot have that happen. And it's a recipe for disaster because now, what we just talked about, you're down 3 scores. How are you going to bounce back?
absolutely. And Broncos coming in to try to attempt the extra point. Ball is down. Kick is up and good. So 6:51 here in the first quarter, 22 to nothing. The Ohio Broncos up over the Arctic Bengals. And I got to give you some props, Mel. Grady appreciates your accent. All right, he does. So you got a seal of approval there from Grady. Uh, I don't do Australian. I just do Dusty Rhodes.
Well,
So
Grady, I
we'll leave that one
appreciate you,
on.
baby. If in my best Dusty Rose,
No,
if the Broncos keep this up, baby,
no,
it's another trip to the pay window.
no, baby, no, baby. Listen, let me tell you about hard times. Hard times is the Bengals down 22 nothing in the first quarter, baby.
This ain't hard
We
time.
having some fun.
This is just disaster, baby.
Absolutely. So it is gut check time very early for the Bengals. Down 22 to nothing here in the first quarter. I would say, unfortunately, it's one to throw away because it was a fluke play. However, when those happen when you're already in a deficit and in a hole like this, they can be catastrophic, unfortunately.
I agree. And here's the thing. This is just me personally. If you're down 2 scores, it's one thing to keep that play or that kind of play in the playbook. But now you have to throw plays like that out.
Yeah,
Every play that you have in your repertoire, in your playbook, it's got to be positive from here on out.
absolutely.
It's got to be a surefire. We know we can get positive yards off of this.
Absolutely. So Broncos will look to kick away here. We'll see what they do. And they actually are going to kick it away here.
Great kick.
Absolutely. And it is returned right there at the 1 yard line. Bengals going to bring it out. He's going to bring it out. He's going to try to cut it back up the middle. He's going to break through that first line, and he's going to get it out past the 30. And that's where he'll be tackled, just at about the 30-yard line. So, moved it out a little bit, gave the Bengals offense an opportunity to now try to tap and attack this deficit.
I also look at the replay. I saw a wrestle for the ball as he was returning it, so that could have turned into another turnover.
Yeah,
So far, it's not looking good.
this Broncos defense and special teams attacking that ball, looking to punch it out, grab it out any way that they possibly can. So, 6:41 here in the first quarter here at Elliott Stadium. Bengals take over. They're going to come out, three wide receivers to the bottom of your screen, one up top, one running back flanking his quarterback. He's going to drop back on first down. He's going to scan and look. He's going to take a shot down the field, and he's got a man. Ooh, and he had a man down there in double coverage, almost placed it right over his
And
shoulder.
Strickland, great throw, but Strickland in position, former member of Zigzag, my partner in crime as I was a player. Good to see him still out there, but Strickland not necessarily known to play safety, but can play safety, and he still has the speed to keep up with you. So you got to watch these type of things.
And Mel, since he likes your accent, I'll let you address Grady's comment. Turned out so far as you thought it might in the first quarter.
Well, Grady, let me touch this.
Touch on this. As soon as we're done with this 2nd and 10 here, quarterback's going to drop back. He's going to take another shot down the field, and it's going to be. Oh, it was almost intercepted. The wide receiver actually did a good job to play a bit of DB there. And go ahead, Mel. Surprise so far at a 22-0 score here in the first quarter.
Hey, Grady, I got to touch on your question or your comment. No, it's not surprising because, again, we saw this last week against the Cobras. The Broncos only needed 2 scores. However, the first time they played each other earlier in the season, it wasn't even close. So we have the ability to see both teams go at it the way that they should. But in this situation, the Broncos came in prepared. They've been in
Yes.
championship games before, not just conference championships, championship games before. So they've learned their lesson. Losing it about 6, 7 years back,
Yeah.
losing a championship to the Kings Comets. So this is redemption for them.
3rd and 10, but this Bengals offense, plenty of quick strike ability themselves and ability to put points on the board. We'll see what they can do here on 3rd and 10. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass again. He's going to scan up through the pocket. He's going to take off himself, and he's looking. He's going to get out past the first down plus, and he's going to get out past the 50, down past the 40. Oh, and he's finally going to be knocked out of bounds there, and just like that, a huge play for the Bengals. Flips the field completely down to the other side, and they're in plenty of position with 6:15 left in the first quarter to start to attack this deficit. As I just said, Mel, plenty of time and plenty of athletes on the field for them to quick strike.
And that's what they needed. They needed a first down to keep the drive alive. That's really all you got to do. Now that you're settled down somewhat,
Mhm.
now you know, all right, we're down 3 scores, but the game is it's still in the first quarter.
Absolutely.
You
And
have a chance to get back into this game slowly but surely, climb back in. First down, here we go.
absolutely. So, Bengals take over here, first down. Ball at the 38-yard line. Quarterback's going to take that, hand it off to the running back. Oh, he slipped, and then he's going to be wrapped right up there in the backfield. And as I was going to say, one thing I have noticed, this has been my first year of broadcasting in the PAFL and at this level. Blessed to have been with the Cuyahoga Falls Rapids. The quarterback run is one of the lethal plays at this level, not because guys aren't good athletes, because these guys are so ready and so designed for guys to be in the pocket that when these quarterbacks are able to get out, it's lethal.
And that's the thing about having a dual threat quarterback because you now know you can expand your playbook. Most quarterbacks and most teams are traditional passers, even nowadays. But when you have yourself a dual threat quarterback like a Danny Skalecki, like a Marquello Sewell, it helps out your playbook.
Absolutely. He's going to drop back again here. Throw it over the middle. Oh, and it's bobbled. Oh! Oh my goodness. Oh, and the
What
referee,
did we
that
just
was
witness?
almost an amazing play there, bobbled by the wide receiver, then the DB, then the second DB, who almost then flipped it over to his
What
own
did
guy,
we
but
just? That was the
almost.
weirdest play for a DB to go through.
And I want to give a shout out to Big Root Bear there on the big collision in the backfield the play before. Now, after that tip, An almost disaster play. An opportunity here on 3rd and 12 for the Bengals to continue to try to move the chains.
Can't
As
fold now. If you're the Bengals, this is something you need to keep this drive alive.
Absolutely. 4:52 here left in the first quarter. Joseph B. Yo Stadium here at Elliott Field. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. Steps up again, and he's looking down the field.
There's a
He
flag
just
on the play.
overthrew his wide receiver there, but there is a flag on the play, as you said. We will check that. And it does look like we're going to have a hold on the Broncos.
We actually saw what looked like a hold against the Bengals as well, but he got away with it as the quarterback stepped up in the pocket. So it's going to be against the Broncos.
So,
So it helps out.
right, Bengals moving the chains all kinds of ways.
It helps out the Bengals right about now as they needed it. It was third down. Now you get a free first down courtesy of the Broncos.
So we'll see how this Bengals offense can continue to respond. This is their first drive where they're really starting to put together multiple first downs and some positive plays. So 1st and 10 here. Quarterback going to drop back. Throws it over the middle, and he's got a man right at the hash marks, and now he's going to pick up another first down there at the 15-yard line. And the Bengals now, Mel, are really starting to move.
This is what I said they needed to do, which was settle down. They finally settled down. The quarterback's in a rhythm now, which is a good thing for him. And he's making the throws, making the runs, the plays needed.
A bit of tempo here from the Bengals. I like that too. Quarterback dropping back again. He's going to throw it out to his wide receiver. Oh, and he dropped the football on the wide receiver. Quick throw there. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 15. And yeah, as we said, this Bengals offense now starting to move a bit, starting to kind of potentially have an opportunity to take a couple points away from the deficit that they have now, down 22 to nothing here in the first quarter. Like we said, though, first quarter. So as much as there's an opportunity for the Broncos to really, really stretch the lead and take this apart, the Bengals have every opportunity to just chip and chip away.
Goal line defense is where the Broncos earn their money. That and turnovers. So we'll see how that plays out.
Absolutely. 3 wide receivers bunched to the top of the screen, 1 to the bottom. He's going to send that wide receiver out wide. Drop back to pass. Steps up in the pocket, looking that way. Now he just takes it off himself, and he's going to get. Oh, he breaks off another tackle, dives in towards the goal line, and they're going to call it a touchdown. And just like that, quarterback run, Bengals drive down the field, 22-6, and an opportunity now to get back in this game.
Walker does it with his legs for most of this drive. So now, offensively, you have a rhythm. You've got some momentum. Let's see if you can capitalize and get the defense to step up and get a couple turnovers for you. So all it takes is one, and you're back in it.
Absolutely. So, Bengals special team will come out here. 3:45 left in the first quarter.
And you are absolutely right, Nate. Ray, they did need that.
Ball is down. Kick is up and good. So, as we said, 3:45 left in the first quarter. It is now 22-7. Broncos still up over the Bengals, but now, for the first time, we get to ask the question of how does this Broncos team respond now? Everything has
I
been smooth running on offense, but now the defense has been tested, where offense has some time to sit there, kind of go over some things. We'll see how they can respond.
I believe Jimmy's got something brewing. He's been watching how the defense goes up against his offense, and he knows what to do. Realistically, right here, right now, I can say, and we've all seen it, those watching at home, we've seen it in the press box. Your your you caught me off guard with that one. But your secondary has shown a big weakness in your defense, and if you don't fix that,
Yeah,
I could see more bombs being thrown their way.
absolutely. Everything that we just complimented the Bengals for could be absolutely just tossed away if they don't turn around here on defense and force a stop and get the Broncos offense off the field. Because to just continue to put yourself in that hole and to put yourself in that deficit, it's not gonna help you. So we'll see what we go. We'll see what happens here. Bengals gonna get set to kick away.
Think that might honestly might have been a little bit of fatigue by the Broncos defense, given that they've been on the field three
Yeah,
straight scores
absolutely.
back to back to back.
So this one is kicked away. Kicked to about the 20-yard
That's
line,
the
where it's going to
wrong
get
person
taken
you want to kick it
to the
to.
returner. And he's going to take it all the way to the other side of the field, out to the numbers, trying to turn it up, lay a hit on one of the DBs, and finally get pushed out of bounds. Oh, and a little bit of extracurriculars there.
And player had that Bengals tackler had a hold of the dread.
Yep.
That's not good.
Nope, did not let go, but a good job everybody to separate.
And that'll make Will mad really quickly.
So,
But and I,
three.
I said that was the wrong person to kick it to because for those that don't know, Will also plays running back and he runs mad.
Yes.
Like he runs like I hate to say it this way, but he runs like he's got problems at home. And when a running back runs like he's got problems at home, it hurts.
Yeah, you saw him lay his helmet down and go into the contact there. So Broncos offense is going to take over. 3:35, still in the first quarter here. 22-7. Opportunity for them to build on top of that lead. They're going to take over with a 1st and 10, ball at the 44-yard line.
Quello directing traffic is never good.
Absolutely not. He's going to send one wide receiver out there to join his other, so he'll have two to the top, two to the bottom, one running back in the back. Bengals showing some pressure. Wide receiver coming across. Broncos going to hand it off up the middle, and the running back's going to jump off through that hole and push ahead for a gain of about 4 yards there. So once again, one of these things this Broncos offense has been very, very good at: positive yards on first down.
And that's the key to Jimmy's defense. Excuse me, offense is positive yards on first down, and that's Raekwon Vincent. And Vincent's mad that he stumbled, but realistically, that actually saves the Bengals from having to tackle him. People don't realize how good this Bengals defense is, but also at the same time, you don't pay attention to how good the Broncos running backs are. All three of them, from Will to Reggie to Raekwon, they're tough runners.
Absolutely. Quarterback's going to bring him in motion, send him back out. Going to take this here, going to hand it off again. He's going to run through the line, try to get through that hole, only gets ahead for a gain. Barely one, more back to the line of scrimmage. So a good job by this Bengals defense to now force a 3rd and 5. Probably, I think, the first third down that they've really put on the Broncos offense. Need to make a play here.
But here's the problem with the Bengals defense getting them into a third down situation. 1 yard away from plus territory. If the Bengals can stop them from getting into plus territory, it helps out their defense. Hopefully, on this third down, we'll see that happen.
Absolutely. And at this point, we'd have to believe it's 4 down territory with as aggressive as this Broncos offense has been.
I do not put it past Jimmy at all.
Not at all. So we'll see what happens here. 3rd and 5. Quarterback's going to take that. He's going to play action. Feels the pressure. Takes a shot down the field. And it's going to be intercepted. Oh, what a great play. That was clear interception. We're going to have a flag for a bit of the extracurriculars. But that was a clear interception, and the wide receiver
I
did
will
an
take that.
outstanding job to lay a huge hit on the DB and cause that pass to get broken up.
I will take that. As a coach, I will take that because why Why would you not? Why would you let the DB catch that?
Absolutely
It
not.
was a. I'm not gonna say it was a bad throw. It's an errant throw.
Yes.
We don't see Marquello throw interceptions often, but the fact that Magby had the self-awareness and the
Yes.
wherewithal to knock the ball loose makes it a great play for the offense.
Absolutely. That was a heads up play. And you know what? That's a championship play. That's a play that you could look back out potentially. If he would have caught that, he would have taken it back. You know, our own Rapids, Mari Mitchell, a 99-yard return to seal the game. I've seen it happen. Guy could have taken that back to the house, put more points on the board. And just like that, the game's switching. So a
Believe it
great
or not,
heads up
I've
play.
seen a 102-yard punt return. So I I
Yes.
get it. I've seen plays where you're just looking and you're like, how did this happen?
Now, I'm going to disagree a bit because we do have a comment saying there was a bad flag. The wide receiver did make a play, but at the end of the day, you can't really celebrate making a defensive play as a wide receiver. That's not what you're supposed to be doing, anyways.
True,
And the referees have been very, very, very tough on both these teams to let them know we're not going to tolerate any of that today.
very true, because these are PAFL referees, and you have to
Oh,
understand.
and that snap is bobbled on fourth down. It's going to be kicked straight up in the air, and it's going to take a good bounce for the Bengals. Oh, and he's going to. One of the Broncos players tipped it to the Bengals player, and he took it up another 20 yards or so. A great heads up play, but I don't actually know.
Honestly, I'm gonna sit here and go by the rule, and the rule states when a player touched it, when a
Yeah, it
punting
should be a
team
down
player
ball.
touched it, it should be downed. So with that, I'm going to say that ball is going to be in
No,
around the
well,
35
and
yard line.
100% agree with you there, Mel. But they are going to mark it forward.
That I don't agree with. That ball touched by a
Yeah,
clearly touched by a
even though
Broncos
he
player.
slapped it to the other player,
It doesn't matter.
you're
They
right.
should have.
Yeah,
That should be a. We don't have replay obviously, but that's going to be a play they look at in the offseason, and they're going to be like, he touched it. It should be down where it is.
and after the Broncos just had a play that could have saved potential points, they now have one that could potentially cost them. We'll see if the Bengals can turn this into points, and all of a sudden, and we're going to have a timeout by the Broncos with 1:32 here left in the first quarter. And that'll give us a second to pause here on the 216 Sports Network.
Actually, we'll take a quick commercial break with them. They're down to two timeouts. So with that, we'll take a quick commercial break and be right back. You are watching the PAFL Tier 2 Championship here on 216 Sports Network. Got a taste for something sweet? Planning a party? Or just want a midnight snack? Clarissa's Confections is a local treat maker here in Cleveland and has made many delectable and delicious treats for the young and old. Her treats are made to order and can be customized to your needs and any occasion. To place your orders, email her at sweetsbyclarice@gmail.com or call her at 440-805-4303. We are back after the timeout from the Broncos. They are down to two. Bengals have good field position after the punt. I don't agree with the placement of the ball, but we can't argue from the press box. So here we are, first and 10. Ball is spotted on the Broncos
If you give me an
25.
opportunity, I will, Mel. Going to drop back to pass here. Moving outside, looking up, and he's going to take it himself again, and he's going to get it out to about the 15-yard line. There is a flag. Yep, and we're going to have a hold. And Mel, you've been talking about it. You notice that offensive line was kind of starting to grab a bit, allowing the quarterback to get out to the outside and scramble a bit, and they got caught there.
To be fair, I can't blame them too much, just because Walker is a shifty quarterback. Like, he's already short, and it's nothing against him, but shorter quarterbacks tend to have a harder time seeing in the pocket. So him getting out of the pocket and him making the great plays that he has so far depends on him being able to see downfield. Can't see downfield, not going to be able to make the play. So his offensive line is doing good, but also got to take into consideration this Broncos defensive line moves a lot faster than people give them credit for.
Yes, they are. They got speed to the ball. So first and 20 here. 1 minute left here in the first quarter. Quarterback's going to take that. He's going to hand it off up the middle, and that running back's going to push ahead for a nice gain of about 4 or 5 there. Positive yards. Once again, Bengals moving the ball. And now the Bengals also know they found the holes in the Broncos defense. They know what they can exploit, and they have an opportunity here as the clock ticks away here in the first quarter to cut this deficit immediately, and we got a ball game.
If they can do it, I think the Broncos defense has understood the task at hand. You know, with both teams running similar defenses, you run into similar problems. You just have to adjust to them differently because you don't know what plays they're going to run. So I'm interested in seeing how Walker and the Bengals offense is going to attack this Broncos defense this drive.
Absolutely. We'll see what they can do here on second and 16. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. Got time, looks over the middle. Ooh, and it's going to be incomplete there. He had a guy, just couldn't find him. Broncos defenders doing a good job trying to get in the quarterback's line of vision there.
Scary route because you're running across the middle in this Broncos defense, but he was open. The zones are there, the holes in the zones are there. So I think Walker might want to just settle down on those short to intermediate throws and just see what the defense is going to give you realistically and just take that for what it is.
Absolutely. So this is going to bring up third and long, third and 16, ball on the 32-yard line. Possibly looking to either at least get in position to kind of manage a fourth down or potentially set up a field goal here.
And the crazy part about this is both teams have kickers.
Absolutely. And it looks like we're going to have a whistle and
Into the first
we're going
quarter.
to have a. Oh, and the Broncos or Bengals are going to let the clock run out there on the first quarter. Now give us an opportunity to take a break here. At the end of one, it is the Ohio Broncos 22, the Arctic Bengals 7 here on the 216 Sports Network.
Are you looking to change up your everyday look? Have a sports team or just want something casual to wear for the night? TGBG Apparel is here for you. From athletic wear to something nice to go with your outfit, TGBG has what you need. Hats, shirts, hoodies, and everything in between. TGBG will get you right for the night and at an affordable price. To place your orders, email them at tgbgbrand@gmail.com or head on over to tgbgbrand.com now. To God be the glory. Are you ready for a snack or a treat that satisfies that sweet tooth? Well, Clarice's Confections has what you need. All her treats are custom made and centered around your taste buds' desires. Place your orders now by emailing her at sweetsbycarice@gmail.com or call her at 440-805-4303. Got a taste for something sweet? Planning a party? Or just want a midnight snack? Clarice's Confections is a local treat maker here in Cleveland and has made many delectable and delicious treats for the young and old. Her treats are made to order and can be customized to your needs and any occasion. To place your orders, email her at sweetsbyclarice@gmail.com or call her at 440-805-4303. Here with the start of the second quarter, Broncos still lead 22-7. Bengals are driving, throws a swing pass, and he's finally brought down. That is number 0. Get his name in a second.
But it's going to bring up fourth and decision time, and I don't think there's any question from this Bengals coaching staff what they're going to do here.
It's 4 down territory. You're in plus territory. You got to take a shot. That was Trayvon Marshall on the play. As we are live from Elliott High School here in Akron, Ohio.
So, Bengals going to come out here fourth down. 3 wide receivers to the top, 1 at the bottom, quarterback in shotgun here with a running back on fourth down. He's going to take that. He is going to look to pass here. He's going to scramble. He's got pressure. He's going to look away, look away. He's got nowhere to go with that ball. He's just going to throw it up to the end zone, and it's going to be knocked away. And
Dangerous. At least he got rid of it, but a dangerous throw
not just
by
a
Walker.
dangerous throw. I don't want to be overly critical, but I have to question the play call there on fourth and short. Try to run somebody over the middle, maybe try to get somebody out on the flat, but to just kind of send everybody out kind of seems like a throwaway play almost, and that is not what was needed there on fourth down.
The Broncos did everything that they were supposed to do that series. You put them in a long situation where they have to cover ground. Not only cover ground, but you got to make plays to cover that ground. Bengals weren't able to do it, and here we are with the turnover on downs.
Absolutely. So, 13:58 here in the second quarter. Broncos up 22-7. They're going to take over here with an opportunity to stretch that lead a bit more.
Now, if you're the Bengals, start of the second quarter, not looking good for you. How do you continue your success on defense by stopping the Broncos offense? You did it once. Can you do it again and be consistent with it?
Absolutely. You've seen them on multiple offensive possessions now. You know what they kind of, you know the tempo, you know the rhythm. We'll see if they can try to exploit what they've seen. Broncos going to bring motion, leave him there. He's going to take that. He's going to hand it off to the running back. He's going to slip and fall there, so he'll be wrapped up right at the line of scrimmage. And that's the kind of start that this Bengals defense needed on first down to try to get
A
themselves off
delayed
the
blitz
field.
is what helped stop that run because when you get Reggie or Vincent going, these guys are really hard to stop and they're built like small wrecking balls. So delayed blitzes, any kind of stunt in the gaps helps with the stoppage of the run. I agree with that call on that one.
Absolutely. So 13:30, ticking away here in the second quarter. It's going to be second and 12 here. Ball's going to be at the 26-yard line. Broncos going to come out four wide receivers again, two to each side of the ball, one running back flanking the quarterback. He's going to take that. He's going to hand it off. Running back's going to cut it up the middle, try to break through, and he's going to fall forward for just a couple yards there. So now, once again, this Bengals defense is going to force a third and long with an opportunity to get more points. And honestly, that last drive for that Bengals offense is really got to be eaten at the coach right now.
I believe it is because they had everything going for them. You were in the plus territory already because of the punt, and then all of a sudden you go backwards. You cannot afford to go backwards against
No,
this Broncos defense. So
absolutely not.
third down, don't be surprised if you see a pass headed for the sticks or further.
Absolutely. This Broncos offense has been a second since they've really tested this Bengals defense. We'll see what happens here on 3rd and 8. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass, and he's going to look over the middle, and it's going to be picked off. And he's got nothing but daylight in front of him. He cuts it over, and he's going to take that into the house for a touchdown. Pick six, and just like that, the Bengals defense turns off points or turns a play into points, and this is a ball game.
That is what they needed, a defensive stop. You don't hardly see Marquello get picked off often. When you do, that's generally how it works. You get a great return, some good field position, possibly even a touchdown, and here you are, pick six. Bengals got it.
And that is probably the first time today we can say that this Broncos offense has really, really made a misstep there. Just a bad read there by the quarterback, Marcolo Sol, and the Bengals offense, our Bengals defense jumped it, and a great play by the DB to not just take it back, but cut it inside, make a play, and put points on the board, especially when your offense has been struggling.
He did everything he needed to do to actually get in the end zone once he got it. Great read on the play,
Absolutely.
great jump on the ball. All three components put together, pick six, touchdown for you. Now you're back into this game, and it looks interesting because that first quarter did not look. If you were going to tell, you know, potential players for next season, we have a good team. Looking at the first quarter, that would have not helped your case. However, defensively, you've settled down. Offensively, you've tried to put some things together. Now you're back in it.
Absolutely. Bengals looking to kick the extra point here. Ball is down. Kick is up and good. We'll assess the flag on the play. But as of right now, 12 minutes left in the half. 22-14. Bengals have cut the lead and
They're going to
made
say it was a
this a
false
ball
start
game.
against the Bengals on that flag.
Oh, okay. So after that, the Broncos are going to make the Bengals re-kick this one. So back it up a little further. Same job for the special teams unit here. Ball is down. Kick is up, and it's kicked right into the line, and it'll be no good. Great job by the Broncos coaching staff to not just take that off of there, but to come in.
That is not how you wanted to jump back into this game. Great rule. It is good that you scored the touchdown. However, points are at a premium, so a blocked field goal is going to hurt. It's hurting right now, but hopefully it doesn't hurt you in the long run.
Absolutely. So we've got 12 minutes left here in the second quarter. And regardless of the extra point, the Bengals have cut this into this lead. And just before we thought it might get out of hand, we've got us a ball game here in the championship game.
Yeah, we do. And shout out to those watching at home. Some of you guys were actually saying that the Bengals could jump back into this game, and they have. So
Absolutely.
shout out to the audience for making that call.
And one of the things that has helped has a bit of nerves. It almost seemed like Bengals came out on those first couple of sessions a little nervy, little maybe the championship atmosphere kind of maybe creeping up there. But they've gotten fully into this game now,
And
loosened up a bit,
and
throwing the ball around.
I believe this is the Bengals' first championship appearance in the PAFL. So yes, nerves do play a part of that. For those that don't think it does, nerves play a part in championship games, playoff games, any big game with bright lights.
If you don't think they do, you haven't played sports. They're gonna kick that ball away there. Oh, and he back's gonna pitch it off to the other returner, who's gonna bring it out past the 30-yard line, get tackled out about the 40. Oh no, he almost was tackled, and then stayed up somehow. He's gonna finally get brought down there around the 40-yard line, and that is where the Broncos offense will take over.
As I told you, Owens is a slippery guy. You saw it last week against the Cobras. You got to keep the ball away from guys like that because essentially and eventually it's going to turn into a problem. He's going to get a big return. He's going to make it look good. You saw it last week. He made two moves,
Yeah,
broke one tackle, and was off to the races.
absolutely. I could not agree more with you there, Mel. So 11:47, Broncos offense, after probably their first misstep of the game, going to try to look to gain that momentum back, kind of get it back in motion, and
I
get the momentum
I
rolling
think
again.
Marquello wants that one back just simply
Oh,
because
for sure,
he probably had the right read but just missed the guy.
absolutely. Broncos come out here. We're gonna have a whistle here. We're gonna have another timeout.
And we
Not
get the officials conference out of the way.
all right. So no harm, no foul there. Broncos take over again. He's going to hand it off on first down. Running back's going to stop, try to start up again before he'll get tackled there. Just a gain of maybe 1 yard there. And I don't know, the Broncos offense, after being very, very, very aggressive, has kind of stalled a bit here.
I think that they're trying to establish the run, which is not a bad thing, but establishing the run means you're going to have to milk the clock. Your
Hmm.
play selection is different. So what are you as a Bengals defender, what are you thinking? How do we keep the clock from moving against us because
Yeah.
right about now that's exactly what's happening.
And the Broncos need to get the score out of their mind just as much as the Bengals now. Quarterback's going to drop back here. He's going to move out of the pocket. Still looking down the field. Nope. And he's going to get tackled just there at the line of scrimmage. And as I was saying, the Broncos need to get out of their minds that they have a lead right now because at this point, the Bengals have almost just ultimately erased that lead, and it's a brand new ball game.
They have, and when you see Marquello take off, you're thinking, okay, what do we got to do to stop him? Bengals essentially on defense have guys that can keep up with him. So now it's a matter of if you're Marquello, how do you create the lane and get somebody open to throw the ball to?
Absolutely. After the first quarter, it does seem like this Bengals defense has kind of started to figure out this Broncos offense. We'll see what we got here. 3rd and 9. Ball at the 41-yard line. Going to bring motion across.
Keep an eye on Perrin.
He's going to take it. Quarterback run. And he's going to spin out of the hit and only pick up, wait, not only pick up, but pick up a gain about 5 or 6 yards line. But that's going to bring up 4th and short. And I got to believe here that that was a play call with another play called behind it.
I believe it was too. So I'm gonna say Marquello saw what he wanted to see, didn't like it, and then just took his and called his own number. However,
Absolutely.
this is a fourth and short, very manageable.
And it looks like we are going to have a timeout on the Broncos. Go ahead, Mel.
It's very manageable fourth down. Even though the Broncos just called a timeout, they're down to one now. But with all of this going on, it's a fourth and manageable. Jimmy does have the running backs. He does have the quarterback. He does have the receivers. So all of this is going to play a part into how this next play is being called because I don't think Jimmy or the Broncos wants to give the ball back to the Bengals with them having a newfound sense of
Absolutely
life.
not. And I gotta say, we're gonna timestamp this spot in the game right here. 9:40 left in the second quarter. 22-13, a fourth and four. Potential here for the Broncos to get a first down, drive down the field, and end the half with an extended lead. But a possibility here for the Bengals to not just get off the field, but with plenty of time, really, really turn this game around and could be going into halftime almost tied up.
And shout out to Jason Wood in the live chat saying one play at a time Bengals, and that's exactly how they've approached this second quarter, one play at a time, and it's working. So right now, you've put the Broncos offense in a situation where they've got to think about what they got to do to get the drive, keep the drive alive, not
Ab-
just get the drive going, but keep it
Absolutely.
alive.
And a shout out to Jason Wood. We've got some neutrals, mostly Broncos. He's been the lone pro Bengals guy there in the chat. So fourth and four here. 9:40 left in the second quarter. We'll see what the Broncos cook up here. They're going to send the running back out to the flat. Three wide receivers at the bottom, two up top. Oh, and we're just going to have a pooch punt. Oh, and he shanked it. It's going to slide through the middle, and it's going to take a decent bounce for him.
I don't agree with that Bengals player picking that up.
No, no, not at all.
Why would you do that and you're
Oh,
sitting in decent field position? Because realistically, I think that just went off the side of Marquello's foot,
mhm,
and yeah, it's gonna shank. But
absolutely.
if you touch that, that's a live ball. So get away from it. I have screamed that to my players as a coach. I've been screamed at as a player about get away from it if it's a bad punt. If you're the
Absolutely.
Bengals coaching staff, tell that player, do not do that again.
No, and as the resident Cowboys fan, I've got a bit of some PTSD in terms of players not
That that
letting
that
it
could
go.
that
Leon, let it go.
right. That could
I
put you in
love
a
you,
bad,
Leon Lett.
even worse situation. You're in a bad situation. You're down one score. Okay, that's fine. You can play through that. You cannot play through giving the Broncos new life and a turnover.
Absolutely. So, as you said, new life here for the Bengals. 9:28 left in the half, down 22-13, but with the ball at the 31-yard line. So, bit of a delay here. Bengals now will break the huddle. They're going to come out. Two wide receivers, two each. Oh, I apologize. Yeah, two by two. Two wide receivers at the top of your screen, two to the bottom. One running back flanking his running back. Quarterback's going to drop back again. He's got a man down there, and he looks. Oh, and the DB made a great play, Mel, to come over and get his hands on the ball there.
And the wide receiver actually still had a chance to catch that as it went right through that set DB's hands.
Absolutely. So it's going to bring up second and 10 here.
But I see the Bengals defense, or excuse me, Bengals offense getting more aggressive now,
Yeah,
taking more shots downfield, trying to pick up the big chunk plays. I think they might want to re reapproach that and try to get some smaller chunks to help keep the first down drives alive.
absolutely. Cannot always rely on that quarterback scramble. Quarterback's going to drop back here. He is going to move out of the pocket and he's going to take off himself. Oh, and he's going to get tackled hard out of bounds there.
That was a
And it
great play by Stretch. Hopefully he's
it does
okay,
look like he's shaking up on that Bengals sideline after that tackle.
but that was a great play by Stretch to make the layout and just go for that tackle.
Absolutely. So we're going to take an official timeout here as the Broncos staff is going to head over there to check on their down player, and that'll give us an opportunity to step away here on the 216 Sports Network.
It's halftime, baby.
All right. And we're back here at Elliott Stadium for your PAFL championship between the Broncos and Bengals. Happy to report Stretch did come off under his own power,
Good to see
being
him good
attended
off
to
on
on the
his own
sideline.
power. Hope he's okay.
Absolutely. So it's going to bring up 3rd and 5 here for the Bengals. 9 minutes taken away here in the half. Quarterback's going to drop back and take off immediately. And he's going to look to try to make a man miss. Makes one guy miss. Stiffs arms. And he's going to get tackled. He's trying to stretch the ball out. Oh, and his offensive lineman. And that was a great heads up play. The quarterback was trying to stretch the ball forward for a first down. The offensive lineman snatched it out of his hand and took it another 20 yards up the field for a big first down.
I have never seen that in my life. And the fact that that just worked out the way that it did is amazing.
Oh, but it okay, so maybe the offensive lineman did go out of bounds, or I'm not sure 100% what
Well,
they
they
called
are
there, but
spotted the ball at the 49, so even with that, it's still a first down.
absolutely.
But again, we have never seen
I've never seen
anything
that, no.
like that.
I've watched football for a very long time at every level, and I don't think I have ever
I've
seen that.
watched it,
That is a great heads up play.
played on video games. Never have I seen that happen.
Coming to Madden and NCAA, the offensive lineman
Do not give them
steal.
any ideas.
Quarterback's going to throw it out quickly out to the flat. He's going to pick up a gain of about 7 or 8 there. He got hit hard there on that play. A bit shaken up. Does look like he's okay, but he definitely felt that one. And now time starting to become a factor. 7:30 left here in the second quarter. 2nd and 3 here for the Bengals.
And to think, this game started off hot for the Broncos, and
Yeah.
now we're seeing things play out a little bit differently for the Broncos defense. They were able to get stops. They got a scoop and essentially what would be considered a scoop and score.
Yeah,
So what do they have to do now? I'm thinking they got to put more pressure on Walker, controlled pressure on Walker.
absolutely. The quarterback scramble definitely breaking this Broncos defense. We'll see what they've got here. 2nd and 3. Quarterback drop back again. Bringing pressure, but he gets it off, and he's going to have to throw it away. We've got multiple flags down in the backfield. Looks like we're going to have a chop block. But the Broncos, for one of the first times, had enough of that quarterback run and brought multiple defenders
And that's
getting
what
to
you're
the quarterback.
supposed to do. That was what I meant when I said controlled pressure because he did not expect to see that many orange jerseys in his face ready to just commit mass abuse against him. So now they're waving the flags
Oh,
off.
wow.
Ah,
So there was a bit of, and I did notice it. The Broncos or Bengals coach come over to the sideline, kind of had a heated discussion with the referee. Maybe something that was discussed prior to the game. Not sure, but either way, flags off, and that's going to be 3rd and 3. Well, I take that back. It's still going to be 3rd and long here, but still an opportunity for the Bengals to potentially pick up a first down here.
indeed. Now, again, with all of this, it's me as a player. I'm wondering why they waved this off because clearly we saw
Hmm.
a blitz that did not sound good for Walker at a quarterback position,
Bengals even had an extra backer in and still could not pick everyone up.
and that was the good thing. That's why that play designed for whatever Walker had as a quarterback. That's why it didn't pan out, and he had to just literally throw it away because if he takes the sack, that's bad.
Absolutely. So both teams going to head to the sideline. We've got a discussion between the referee crew.
It is
So,
at least
oh,
they're
and
gonna wave the flag off
yes,
still,
yeah, yep,
but at least they converse to have to get the call right. That's an officiating crew that's not only experienced but smart enough to know this game cannot be decided by us because we don't want to have to go home with people mad at us.
we've had our fair share on the rapid side of some questionable refereeing decisions, but what you just mentioned is something that I haven't seen a lot of this year, but I'm glad to see here in the championship game, and that is they made a decision, they came together, made sure everybody was on the same page, stick to that decision, communicating with both sides, and here we go.
And that's the beauty of the good part of officiating.
Yes. So clock ticking away, 6:45 and counting. Here left in the half. It's going to be 3rd and 3 after all the commotion. Bengals going to drop back to pass here. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's going to look for a man downfield, and then yeah, we're gonna have a penalty here. There
I
was some
have to disagree with
contact.
this flag as a DB. If a Bengals player trips over my feet, that's a him problem.
We'll check our own personal replay. So we got the broadcast up here in the booth.
And not only that, the Bengals player didn't fall. It was the Broncos defender that fell. So I don't understand the call on this one.
A tough one there for the Broncos, but what this is going to do is this is going to give the Bengals a first down, and this is going to set the Bengals up.
I actually wave it off.
Oh, and while I was very, very complimentary of this officiating crew, I'm going to be a bit critical there. Not sure where the indecisiveness came there because the back judge there watched that entire play happen and then animately threw his flag. So somebody called him off. So we'll see what happened there.
But
But either
again,
way,
this is one of those situations where we saw it, we saw what happened,
yeah,
and we saw the wrong player fall. So what I mean by wrong player is if 9 times out of 10 when a call like that happens, it's usually against the defense.
yes,
But because the defensive player fell, this was a situation where it's bang bang. How do we call this? You don't, because incidental contact is just that,
absolutely.
incidental. It was an accident.
So 6 minutes here taken away in the half. Bengals going to keep the offense on the field for a 4th and 3. Three wide receivers at the bottom of the screen, one up top, one running back in the backfield with the quarterback. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. He's going to immediately try to take off, and he gets hit, and then he throws it up over top, and it's going to be incomplete and a turnover on downs. A designed quarterback run there, Mel, absolutely swallowed up by the Broncos defense. Nowhere to go. He did his best to try to just throw up a Hail Mary up over the line, and it
Well,
falls incomplete.
the good thing for Walker in that situation was he was still behind the line of scrimmage. Unfortunately, the design run got shut down. He runs into his own player, and it's a catastrophe. But for the Broncos, you get the stop that you needed. Now you got to turn it up a little bit. Get some points on the board before halftime. Not only that, let's start here. Get the drive going. Sustain the drive. All you need to keep a drive going is first downs. If you get 3, 4, 5 first downs, guess what? You're in the red zone. Now you can score. You can pull out whatever rabbit you got in your hat.
So, this Broncos offense looking to make some noise. They've been silent. It's been 22 points on the board and now 13 unanswered by the Bengals. So I know this Broncos offense is itching to do their part again. They're going to come out, one running back in the backfield, three wide receivers to the bottom of the screen, one up top. Souls going to take this. He's going to hand it off to the running back up the middle, and he's going to try to push ahead for just a gain of about one there. He
Vincent
tried to push the ball ahead,
fighting
referee.
for tough yards is Vincent. Vincent is more of the bowling ball that you would call it of the Broncos offense and out of that running back core. He will get you the tough yards as long as he's upright. So be aware of that. If you're the Bengals defense, you're going to have a tough time bringing him down.
Absolutely. So 5-10 and counting here in the half. 2nd and 7 for the Broncos offense. Going to come out in that same formation. Three wide receivers to the bottom. One running back in the backfield. One wide receiver isolated to the top of the screen. Something to keep an eye on. He's going to hand it off to the running back again, and
Whoa!
he's going to get hit
Great
hard and
hit.
upended.
And that's a big man getting low on him.
So now, after two straight running plays, that's going to bring up 3rd and 8 here for the Broncos offense. 4:30 ticking away here in the second quarter. And I've got to say, I don't want to say completely, but the Bengals defense has really, really figured out this attack of this Broncos offense. It may be time for this Broncos offense to kind of mix it up a bit, throw in a wrinkle, throw in a trick play, throw in something to kind of spark this
I
offense up.
agree. And again, this is it's about what you can do to keep this defense honest. Right now, trying to run the ball seems great. if you're getting positive yards. Now you've lost a yard or two. This is a situation where you got to make this defense get up and stay on their toes.
Absolutely. See what this Broncos offense can cook up here on 3rd and 8. Quarterback going to drop back to pass here. Got time, ran out of time, and he'll be sacked in the backfield. The ball's loose, but they're going to call it down. Either way, a huge sack there by this Bengals defense. And now 3:30 left here and ticking away in the half. They're going to have an opportunity with plenty of time.
Not what you wanted if you're the Broncos, and you've got to correct this at halftime.
And I want to apologize. I think I did call it a turnover on downs.
I thought it was a turnover. And Marquello held the ball for longer than we normally expect to see. That is going to cause the sack, but
But there was pressure, and it did come from his blind side. He was unable to see it as the head coach of the Broncos is going to pull his offense over and have a quick conversation, and I think that's a good idea. Excuse me.
we see Will at
Obviously, you
punter.
scored 22 points. You know you can put points up, but a conversation needed here. Settle down. So they're going to punt the ball away here. A great punt. And
Will's
it is
got a strong
boom.
leg.
And it's
Great
going to take
punt.
and it's going to take a great Broncos bounce, and they're going to down that at about the 13 yard line.
Make the Bengals go the length of the field. I love that punt. Shout out to Will.
So 2:34. Let's set the scene. 2:34 here left in the half. Mel down just 9. Plenty of time. 2 timeouts. If you're this Bengals offense and if you're this Bengals sideline, you've got to feel like the game is right there for you to grab a hold of.
I'm pretty sure they do. However, you got to go the length of the field now. In 2 minutes, you got 2 timeouts, but are you able to keep the drive alive because you've stalled out the last 2 drives? This is an important drive before halftime because remember, the Broncos start the second half with the ball.
Absolutely. That'll be a big one there. Something to think about. So, Bengals will take over here. They're going to drop back to pass here on 1st down. Throw it out to the wide receiver out in the flat, and he's got men in front of him, and he takes off, and he's going to pick up a big 1st down there. Clock continuing to tick away, but a great job there on 1st down to pick up a big 1st down. And a bit of tempo from this Bengals offense, and it was something that worked even when they didn't need to do it, but it's working here. They're going to come out 3 wide receivers to the bottom, 1 up top. Oh, there's going to be a flag on the play. I do believe there was some motion. He did try to throw it up for grabs. It's going to fall incomplete. Oh, and that penalty is actually does look like it's on the Broncos. Did not appear to me like the running back was set, but it also appears that the Broncos jumped off sides.
The running back, I saw the running back move. I did not see if anybody else on the Broncos side moved anywhere. However, we're not there to on the field. We're just picking up the action. So it's going to be a 1st and 5 situation. And that'll be the 2 minute warning.
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our 2 minute warning. Broncos lead 22, Bengals 13.
So as we reach the 2 minute warning, step aside here on the 216 Sports Network. Broncos 22, Bengals 13.
Got a taste for something sweet? Planning a party? Or just want a midnight snack? Clarissa's Confections is a local treat maker here in Cleveland and has made many delectable and delicious treats for the young and old. Her treats are made to order and can be customized to your needs and any occasion. To place your orders, email her at sweetsbyclarice@gmail.com or call her at 440-805-4303. Are you a team looking for a new look on the sideline this season? A company looking for a more casual look? Or just trying to introduce something new to your closet space? TGBG is the brand for you. Jackets, polos, hoodies, and everything in between. TGBG has the clothing you need to serve a purpose for every occasion. To place your orders, contact them on Facebook and Instagram. Check out their website at www.tgbgbrand.com Email them at tgbgbrand@gmail.com or call them at 440-470-4234. TGBG is all.
All right, we're back here on the 216 Sports Network after the 2-minute warning. Bengals here with a 1st and 5. Quarterback's going to bring motion across. He's going to head that way. Looking up, he's got pressure coming to him, and he's going to try to throw it out to his wide receiver. It's going to be incomplete there.
And while we're thinking about this, after the 2 minute warning of each half, the clock will stop on incomplete plays. So this helps out the Bengals a little bit in conserving timeouts.
That is something that I can honestly say I have not gotten used to yet. The different rule sets every week have
Modified,
thrown me off.
it's supposed to be modified college rules from what we have understood all season. Apparently the refs don't understand that, or some referee crews don't understand that. They're used to high school, and that's fine. But to our understanding, modified college rules.
All right, so 2nd and 5 here. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. Look over, and he's got a man, and he's going to get tackled
Great
right before
tackle.
the line of scrimmage. And yes, a great job by the Broncos defensive back there to tackle him right in front of the first down marker. Keep this clock ticking, and that's going to bring up a 4th and 1.
It's third down.
Now, if you're the Broncos, you have to get a stop here. If you're the Bengals, this don't this 1 yard is all important.
And I got duped by the down marker. It is still 3rd down. And the Bengals, oh, he's going to quarterback keep it. He pulled it back from the running back, kept it himself, and pushes ahead for a nice gain there. So, clock will stop as they reset the chains. All the momentum right now, though, Mel, all on that Bengal sideline.
Ken, we talked about this. It started with the Broncos having momentum at the beginning of the game, getting 3 scores back to back to back. Now it's a situation where the Bengals have all the momentum.
Bengals take a timeout with 101 after the chains reset there. Give themselves an opportunity to reset and get a game plan for this last minute here left in the half.
Again, this is all important because if you're the Bengals, if you start the second half with so much momentum, it won't even matter that you have to kick the ball off to the Broncos to start the third quarter.
Absolutely. All things kind of rolling on that Bengal side.
Thank you guys for tuning in and participating in the live chat. Shout out to everybody in there from the Jamaican Sigma, Dave Duncan, owner of the PFA. Shout out.
Absolutely. Shout out to everybody who's been with us today so far.
And we actually get a couple more seconds back on the
Yep.
clock
Referee's
as
going to
it's
adjust that to
105
105
now,
on the clock. Yep, as you said. So, couple
22
seconds
to
there for the
13.
Bengals. 1st and 10, 22 to 13. Bengals looking to cut this deficit. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. Feels that pressure, steps up, and he's going to fire it down the field. He's got a man, and he just
Ooh.
overthrew him. Mel, wide receiver, broke away and had an opportunity there. Quarterback was just not able to put enough on it.
It'll be second down now.
Yep, 59 seconds left here in the half. So still some time, still an opportunity here.
And I've counted about 12 shots downfield by the Bengals
Yeah,
so far. The aggressiveness has not stopped, but I think, again, going back to what I said earlier, I think they might want to approach this differently if they want to get points before a halftime.
absolutely.
You've got to get first downs.
And there's been a stalling in both offenses. I think a bit because of the Bengals being overly aggressive, and I think the opposite for the Broncos, a bit passive, a bit of holding on to the lead, and that's why we've kind of had this stalling of points after the explosion we had in the first quarter. Quarterback's going to drop back here on 2nd down, moving through the pocket, scanning, looking, pressured, tries to break it out to the outside, gets away from a man, and then throws it over the middle, and it is going to be incomplete again. And I will say this, the one thing I can say for sure that this Broncos team has adjusted to is they've adjusted to that quarterback run. They're getting pressure on him, but the DBs and the linebackers are staying in their zones and in their lanes and not letting him to break free.
And realistically, the DBs have to pay a little bit more attention to that because that should have been a turnover. And
Yeah,
if it was a turnover, imagine what that does for you because now you're closer in proximity to getting a field goal or possibly getting a touchdown. And you get the ball back with points to start the second half. So you get to extend the lead. Broncos got to be aware of this quarterback making bad throws like that.
absolutely. Trying to find those openings can cost you if you try to force the football. We'll see what this Bengals offense can do on 3rd and 10 here. Ball at the 40. 50 seconds left in the half. Trying to cut into this lead once again. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. Got a clean pocket for now. He's got a man over there, throws it out, and he's got a man caught. Wide receiver caught the ball right there at the line. Let's see where he
Wow.
marks it.
Oh, there's a
And now we've
flag.
got a flag
Personal
on the play
foul.
and a personal foul.
Holding on the
And
Bengals.
just like that, after the quarterback does find his wide receiver, it's all wiped out because of the penalty. And now, with 42 seconds left, kind of looking to stop from giving the Broncos back with maybe enough time for them to make a play.
If the Broncos can get this stop or a turnover and still keep at least 30, maybe 25 seconds on the clock, this is going to pan out to be a great possession for them.
Absolutely. So, 3rd and 20. Clock ticking away with 30 seconds here. See what the Bengals got here at half.
And the Broncos crowd getting turned up.
Absolutely. A great crowd here. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. He's going to look up to down the field, and he's going to throw it over the middle. And he had a guy just in front of the first down marker, but he was unable to hit him there. And that's going to bring up 4th and 20 with 12 seconds left here. And you got to believe it's all about just getting to halftime, just like this if you're the
I
Broncos.
say punt it, let the ball hang in the air for a few seconds, and then let the Broncos try to figure out what they're going to do. If you're the Broncos, go after this, but go after this with some control. Because if you hit the punter, you give the Bengals a free first down, depending on the severity of it. But I think they're just going to let Owens do his thing back there.
Absolutely. Wanting to avoid any mistakes here if you're the Broncos.
The Broncos call a timeout. That's their last one. And with that, we will take a quick timeout and be right back. You are watching the PAFL Tier 2 Championship on the 216 Sports Network. Are you looking to change up your everyday look? Have a sports team or just want something casual to wear for the night? TGBG Apparel is here for you. From athletic wear to something nice to go with your outfit, TGBG has what you need. Hats, shirts, hoodies, and everything in between. TGBG will get you right for the night and at an affordable price. To place your orders, email them at tgbgbrand@gmail.com or head on over to tgbgbrand.com now. To God be the glory. And we are back after the timeout. Broncos ready to receive this punt. Bengals looking to get this ball away, hopefully to kill some time so the Broncos don't have enough time to run a play. It is 4th down and 20.
And with 12 seconds left, an opportunity for you if you're one of these Broncos returners. If you can shake loose and you can make a play, you might give your
And
coach
Owens is
something to
back
think
there, so
about.
that is possible.
Absolutely. It's
Great
going to be
punt.
kicked
Great
right to him.
punt.
It is a good punt. He's going to, oh, and he bobbled it. He's going to pick it up. He's going to return it out to the 40. He's going to try to make a man miss. Well, he'll get tackled, try to push it ahead, and he'll be tackled at about the
And that will do it
50-yard
for
line.
halftime.
But that will end the clock. That will end the half. And that'll do it for us here on the 216 Sports Network here for the PAFL Championship game. It is the Ohio Broncos 22, the Bengals 13. We're going to step aside here at halftime, and we'll be back on the call in the second half. Talk to you soon.
And we are back with the start of the second half here from Elliott High School here in Akron, Ohio. We have seen a great game so far, and I'm interested to see how this second half plays out. Again, we've been joined here by Ken Straub of the Straub Bros Sports Show. Great being here. It get lonely up here sometimes.
And it's great to be here with you, Mel. Normally, I'm with my podcast and my broadcast brother, partner, my brother Andrew Straub, but he skipped out on us today, so
It's
that's all
okay.
right.
It's
The
okay.
old school crew is back together from the
Still love you,
216
Drew.
Sports.
Still love you, Drew.
Absolutely. From the 216 Sports Network, and we had a fantastic first half. And the Bengals are going to get kicked off here as we get the second half started. Broncos are going to let that roll. Finally pick it up at about the 5 yard line. He's going to try to reverse field. Oh, and he's going to
Wow.
get tackled, and we
That
should
was
see.
obviously a
Yep,
big
there's the
face
flag.
mask.
Yeah, a big face mask call there. That's going to bail the Broncos out because I think the returner was letting the ball bounce because he thought it was going to go out of bounds, but it did not. So they had to pick it up and try. And that penalty will help them move that ball forward. So, Mel, we had an electric first half.
We
I
did.
should say we had an electric first quarter. Multiple touchdowns by the Broncos. Bengals started to climb back late in the first, early in the second, and that puts us here 22 to 13. So now, I did have a conversation with Broncos head coach. He basically said we're beating ourselves. Nothing needs to change. We need to get back to the game plan, and we need to get back to what we were doing.
And that was apparent given the fact that you had two quick throws back to back, and then you got a scoop and score. And as we take a look really quickly at the halftime stats,
Absolutely.
you know, everybody saw what we saw, and it's apparent that the Broncos essentially were beating themselves. So how do you correct that? You get back in here and you figure it out, and we'll come back to that in a second. But you figure out how to get back on the track of moving the ball and getting big chunks of plays. So it's first and 10.
Quarterback's going to hand it off up the middle, and the running back's going to get through and pick up a gain of about 4 there. So once again, that first play run for the Broncos, the Bengals know it's coming and can't stop it. Well, I shouldn't say can't stop it, but haven't been able to limit it too much. On the drives that this Bengals defense has been successful in stopping the Broncos offense, they've limited that run to about 3 or 4 yards. We'll see what this Broncos offense can do here. I
Even with
really,
that, it's still 3 or 4 yards that you can't. You got to.
yes,
They're unaccounted for. I'll say,
absolutely.
and I say unaccounted for because you still got that Vincent or Reggie moving forward, not backward, and that's what's hurting on first down. If you can win the battle on first down, it means everything right now.
Absolutely. I would like to see this Broncos offense really start to
Blitz coming.
attack. Quarterback's going to take it. He's going to throw it over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete there. And what I mentioned early on, this Broncos offense has no problem throwing it over the middle. As Mel brings up those halftime stats, those two passing touchdowns, passes over the middle that wide receivers then took off with. Now it almost seems like they're trying to force the middle. The Bengals have closed that middle off. I want to see this Broncos offense start to attack the numbers, attack the sidelines a little bit more to try to open this Bengals defense up and then be able to take those shots over the middle.
And that is something that they actually can do because we've seen it. We've seen it all season. Short passes turn into big plays because you get the ball to your playmakers out in space.
They personally attacked our very talented Cuyahoga Falls Rapids defense with that same game plan, and it was able to really start to pick us apart as the game wore on. So, quarterback changing,
Blitz
shouting
coming.
something out. He's going to take it, keep it himself, pump fake, and then throw it out, and it's going to be incomplete. We do have a flag on the play.
I thought he caught it.
Looks like we're going to have a personal foul, roughing the passer on the Bengals defense. And that flag is a big one because it did seem like the Broncos offense was going to come out and almost start to stall again. And now a big
As we
first
look
down
at our
pickup
as
there.
we look at our as we look at our replay here
Yeah,
in the booth, there was personal foul, late hit on Marquelo Sewell. I guess they're trying to get hits on Marquelo, but they got to be legal hits.
Yeah.
If you're the Bengals defense, yes, hitting the quarterback is apparent and it is vital to stopping him and the Broncos offense. But it still has to be legal. Hit him when he's about to draw back the throw. Hit him when he's running. That's when you take the shots needed to possibly slow him down or make him think twice about taking off.
And this is a durable quarterback. One of those shots is not going to take him out of the game. All you're doing is giving him an opportunity to move his team further up the field. They're going to take over. 1st and 10 here. Ball at the 38. They're going to bring a man in motion. Quarterback's going to take this, hand it off. Running back's going to try to bounce it out to the outside, and he will get tackled for a loss.
And
And a
that's the thing
great
about
job.
getting these guys behind the sticks because when you stop a momentum of a Vincent or a Reggie Rogers and you got them going backwards, it makes it easier for you to swarm to the ball. If you can't swarm to the ball, you got to slow him down, trip him up, grab a jersey, something to get these guys out of the rhythm of moving forward. And that's a great way to do it because now you got them in a second and long situation.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a great job by the DB to track him down. So, just underway here in the third quarter. Broncos offense is going to be 2nd and 15, ball at the 33-yard line. Going to come out 3 wide receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom of your screen, 1 running back in the backfield. Quarterback's going to take that, look downfield. He's going to throw it out to the flat, throws it out to the numbers for a completion, but he'll be tackled. And yeah, referees or
I think
umpires are going to
that's a
mark him.
bad
Yeah,
spot. He should have got at least back to the sticks.
but he's going to tackle him for a loss of 1 there. And that's going to bring up 3rd and long here.
Well, they do give him back to the original line of scrimmage.
Yes, they do. So it's going to be 3rd and 10 here. Big, big play for both teams early in this third quarter. Broncos hanging on to that 9-point lead.
I think I got a feeling this will be the drive that they keep it alive and they actually take and extend the lead a little further. Try to put this game out of reach.
We'll see what this Broncos offensive coaching staff cooks up here for their quarterback. 3rd and 10 from the 38. He's going to drop back here. Look downfield. He's going to take a shot. He's got a man, and it's caught.
Wow.
And he's going to be caught. He's going to be down there
Magby again.
at about the 17-yard line. But regardless of that, a huge throw and catch there over the middle. And you talked about luring them to sleep and making the play. That right there
Magby was wide open by himself. No blue around him. No light blue around him until he caught it. That is unacceptable for the Bengals defense.
but just some good pitch and catch there. Speed taken off there as he finds through the middle of the field once again. And now a big first down with 10:35 here in the third quarter. And the Broncos have a 1st and 10 from the 17, and they are cooking. He's going to take that, hand it off to the running back who was hit and fumbled, but a great job by the offensive lineman to dive in there and hang on to the ball. And Mel, that's twice in a game. We're going to mention an offensive lineman carrying the football. Good football here, baby. And unfortunately, it does look like, we're going to have a Broncos player down.
He took a big shot.
Yes, he did. So we'll take a second to step away here on the 216 Sports Network.
Got a taste for something sweet? Planning a party? Or just want a midnight snack? Clarissa's Confections is a local treat maker here in Cleveland and has made many delectable and delicious treats for the young and old. Her treats are made to order and can be customized to your needs at any occasion. To place your orders, email her at sweetsbyclarice@gmail.com or call her at 440-805-4303. Are you looking to change up your everyday look? Have a sports team or just want something casual to wear for the night? TGBG Apparel is here for you. From athletic wear to something nice to go with your outfit, TGBG has what you need. Hats, shirts, hoodies, and everything in between. TGBG will get you right for the night and at an affordable price. To place your orders, email them at tgbgbrand@gmail.com or head on over to tgbgbrand.com now. To God be the glory.
All right, and we're back here on the 216 Sports Network. Ken Straub here, joined by Romel Thorpe here on the 216 Sports Network. Thank you, Mel, for having me join in with you on the championship game broadcast. We're here at Elliott Stadium. Ohio Broncos, Artic Bengals, 22-13 right now. Broncos have a 2nd and 9 from the 16 with 10 minutes left. Trying to make a play here. Quarterback getting everybody in set and in order here. Taking some time though. Going to drop back to pass. He's going to take off. Throw it over to the outside. And his wide receiver is going to catch that. And it looks like it's going to be caught at. Yet, caught. It's going to be 1st and goal. Ball at the 4-yard line. And as I said, Mel, they're taking advantage of those outside routes right now.
And that's what you need to do. Obviously, you can't do it through the middle of the field. So, what's your next best option? The sidelines, intermediate stuff, the seam routes. All of that will get you where you need to be because that is going to tell you how to get this going.
Absolutely. So, that's going to bring up 1st and goal here for the Broncos. 9 minutes and counting. Ticking away here in the third quarter. A great opportunity with their first opportunity with the ball in the second half of this Broncos offensive unit to put points on and put real pressure on the Bengals. Low snap. He's going to take it himself, trying to cut it to the outside, and he'll put it in for a touchdown. There is a flag on the play, and it's going to be offsides on the Broncos, and that's
As
going
a,
to negate the touchdown.
I don't understand that as a offensive player. How are you offsides on the ball? You see the ball, you know where the ball is. The center's the man touching the ball. How? Why? You just threw away a touchdown.
And every opportunity from every offensive player to kind of line themselves up, take a look over at the official, make sure everything is good. Just a mistake there that really cost them.
That is a mental mistake that you have. You can't. That's unacceptable.
So, reset here. Still going to be 1st and goal. Ball at the 9-yard line. 8:20 and ticking here in the third quarter. A very, very big possession here for both teams. Bengals would really at max like to hold them to 3. Broncos trying to punch it in for 6.
Reggie at quarterback. That's a new one. Be
Hmm.
careful.
He's going to take that. He's going to keep it himself again. Looks like the same
And that
exact
should be a
play.
penalty. And there
Yep,
it
and
is.
there it is. We're going to have a penalty for a horse collar there. And I got a question there. They came back and ran the same exact play from further out. They're going to get bailed out here with the penalty, but kind of a questionable call there.
I agree only because you don't have a lot of room here. This is the red zone for a reason. That's what Joe Gibbs, that's where it came from. Legendary Redskins coach Joe Gibbs called it the red zone because you don't have a lot of room. And calling plays that don't give you the opportunity to stretch the play is going to hurt. I get it. Reggie's in there. He's big, he's a bruiser, he can move. However, if you don't make it to where you can get room, it's going to cause a problem.
Absolutely. And while the opportunities increase in the red zone, the playbook shrinks. As you said, there's not a lot of room, not a lot of space, not a lot of calls. So we'll see what we'll see
And
where. So
ball's marked at the
yeah,
10.
they're gonna mark the ball at the 10. So a bit confused on what happened there, but regardless, 1st and goal, ball at the 10. Quarterback's gonna take that. He's gonna hand it off to the running back. He's gonna get tripped up in the backfield and barely get back to the line of scrimmage. I will say this Bengals defense flying to the football, bringing multiple hats.
Well,
on the ball carrier.
here's the thing. You got to start taking shots at the end zone. I get you want to move closer, but if you want points, you want substantial points, meaning a touchdown. You have got to take a shot at the end zone.
Absolutely.
If you walk away from this drive with 3 points, I hate to say this, but that's a wasted drive.
I think that's a win for the Bengals. I agree with you there because I think that's what they are hoping for. So, second down here. Soul's going to drop back, throw it over the middle, and it's going to be batted down incomplete. And that's going to bring up third down here.
0.5 seconds on the clock. It's third down.
I think Marquello wants that one back just because it slipped out of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
However, that was the part where we were talking about a shot at the end zone needs to be taken because now it's third and goal.
Absolutely. And that middle of the field has been the bread and butter for this Broncos offense. It's where they've been able to move the ball down the field. So looking for it on that play, I honestly would not be surprised if they look for something over the middle again here. So 6:26 here in the third. Broncos going to come out. Two wide receivers to the bottom, two running backs in the backfield. He's going to hand it off. Running back's going to cut it back to the opposite side and get in for a touchdown. He took that handoff, cut it up the middle, reversed to the other side, gets over and in, and that's a big touchdown on the ground there for the Ohio Broncos, who pending the extra point here, I now have a 28-13 lead with 6:20 left in the third quarter.
That is what you needed. However, it comes to a point where at some point you got to understand you need to move the ball at a better rate in order to keep this Bengals defense tired.
Absolutely. We've seen that this Bengals offense has somewhat figured out how to start moving the ball, but the deficit increases here. So we've got 6:20 here, and it looks like the
Broncos call a
Broncos are going to
timeout.
take a timeout here on the extra point.
I
And
think
I'm going to be honest. I'm going to pull my personal fan behavior as if I was watching a Notre Dame game at home myself. I do not like when coaches take timeouts on extra points opportunities. I feel like that should have been decided before the ball was ever in the end zone, and we should be ready to go.
well, here's the thing with that. Here's what we're going to say.
Tell me why I'm wrong.
Right about now, you are in a situation where you got to make sure you get the best play out of this if you're going for two, simply because you can make it a either two-score game or a possible three-score game. You said we were down 9, now we're 6 and we're 15. That's a big deal. If they get a 2-point conversion, now we're at 17. So you got to chase it.
Absolutely. And I want to give a shout out to, just everything going on with this championship game here as the Broncos are going to set up to go for two. There is a food truck just over on the other side of the field, and it is absolutely distracting me. I can't lie. It
I'm
smells
with you because I'm
amazing.
starting to smell it now.
All right, Broncos going to drop back here on the 2-point conversion. Look to the corner of the end zone and can't find him. So, now we've got a flag.
Why
Looks
is
like,
there a flag?
oh, unsportsmanlike
So this is
on
going to
both sides.
offset.
Yep, offset. So
So we're going to
0.5
redo this.
seconds on the play. 2-point conversion is no good.
Oh, we aren't. So we leave it
6:20
at
left in the third.
28 to
Broncos lead
13
28-13.
with 6:20 here to go.
and at some point, if you're this Bengals offense, you're going to have no choice but to really continue to push down the field. But now you're playing into the Broncos' hands because if you're any kind of ball hawking defense, I have a lot of familiarity with watching one of those with the Rapids. One of the things that we were best at, and a lot of these defenses are best at, is when you're up and you're forcing these teams into passing situation, these DBs and these safeties are able to sit back, watch the quarterback's eyes, and ball hawk and get their hands on the football.
And right about now, with the comfortable 28-13 lead, that's exactly what they're gonna do. And think about this: Coach Putty or Coach Putnam, his defense is designed by the defensive line, so he's gonna create chaos from the defensive line and let everything else play out, similar to what the Eagles did against Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. So now I hate to say this, but Walker might be in trouble with a lot of pressure, number one, up on him. And number two, the Broncos are comfortable right now. Two score
Absolutely.
lead.
Absolutely. So throughout all the struggles with the offense since the 22 points, all that matters is they turned that one into a touchdown here. As they kick the ball away, and it's going to be another squib onside kick, and it is covered up, a bit shaky, but covered up nonetheless by the Bengals returner. And just on the other side of the 50-yard line is where the Bengals will take over.
Bengals take over. First down and 10 at the 47-yard
So,
line.
first and 10 at the 47-yard line, 6:16 left in the third quarter, plenty of time.
Still a whole quarter and a half. However, play selection for the Bengals is all important on this particular drive because now you are up against it. And what I mean by up against it is whatever play you calling, it better be moving forward.
Absolutely. We talked about it. Broncos know you need to move the ball. You know you need to move the ball. Can you move it when the other team knows what you have to do? The hardest thing to do in football.
Walker waiting for the ready whistle.
So, three wide receivers to the top. Quarterback's going to take that. Broncos got good pressure, but he fires it out to the wide receiver who makes men miss, and he breaks it out past the first down and picks up a big gain there.
Great play, great call. It's just what we said.
First
You
down
got to
at the
move
40
forward.
Bengals.
That's a big chunk of yards, which is something that you need right about now, especially with the clock moving the way it is. Get the first down. Finally, somebody heard me up here.
Absolutely. So they're moving the ball. Broncos did get good pressure on that play, but nonetheless, quarterback got the ball out quick, got it to his man, who was able to make some guys miss. So that's a first down here. Ball at the 31-yard line.
And to respond to the Jamaican Sigma Duncan, the Broncos just decided to go with the no good call.
He steps up in the pocket. He gets away from a man, breaks it out for a first down, and gets pushed out.
Walker's legs have helped out the Bengals offense tremendously this
First
entire game.
down,
If the Broncos
Bengals.
want to keep him in the pocket, they got to figure something out quick.
Absolutely. Bengals offense has been cooking here. So both offenses using that at halftime to really reset and come out and start to throw some punches.
But again, you do not want to turn this into a shootout just yet.
So Bengals break the huddle on first and 10, ball at the 18-yard line, moving in the red zone. Quarterback changing the play. Quarterback's going to drop back here, looking, throws it dead to the end zone, and he's got a man caught for a touchdown. And just like that, 3 plays, Mel, 2 plays, and the Bengals have a touchdown.
Man,
Quick strike to the wide receiver out in the flat. Quick strike to the corner of the end zone. And boom, the Bengals respond. And pending the extra point, we could have a one-score ball game.
this is what we just talked about. Get the chunks of yards, get comfortable with your offensive play sheet for this drive, and let it rip. And 3 DBs for the Broncos were chasing that receiver. So that shows you where they were thinking about Walker taking off the run.
Absolutely. But nonetheless, you could have had 4 DBs, 5 DBs over there. Perfect placement by the quarterback. Great route by the wide receiver. And 6 points on the board. Extra point. Ball is down. Kick is up and good. So now,
But there is a
4:29.
flag. There is a flag. Hold the phone.
Extra point is good.
offside's going to be declined.
Offsides
So
against the Broncos.
reset and set the scene here. 4:29 left in the third quarter. It is now 20-28. Bengals have cut the Broncos' lead to 8 points, and we are setting up for a classic here in the PAFL Championship.
And just think, PAFL was gone on hiatus for a few years. They come back, and this is the first game in Tier 2 because there's two tiers, Tier 2, Tier 3. Tier Three's championship is next week. However, Tier 2 starting off the weekend, phenomenal.
Absolutely. We could not ask for a better one here. And I do just want to correct you. That is in 2 weeks. That second
You are
championship game
absolutely right.
on the
My mistake.
30th. No, that's okay. Just don't want anyone waiting on a YouTube broadcast next weekend.
Hey, we still got some things in the works. Still got some collaborations with the Straw Bro Sports Show, so anything is possible.
Absolutely. Watch out for the Rulers Minute. Those episodes drop weekly as well.
I'm starting not to be able to keep up with those episodes.
Rico has a lot, but they are quick episodes, so if you've got some time, sit down and collect some of Rico's thoughts on all of the latest topics in sports. We've got a bit of a delay here. Not sure exactly. Bit of a discussion. So here we go. Set to kick off now. Bengals will kick away. All right. So ball is away, and that's going to be kicked almost. Wow. And we've got a scramble for the football. Broncos thought it was going to go out.
And the Bengals have it.
Yes,
I'm
and the
watching
Bengals have the football.
Wow.
It was a low kick straight out of bounds. Broncos player thought it was going to bounce and go right out. It did not, and the Bengals return team did an amazing job of sprinting to that football.
Referees are already decided. It's Bengals ball.
Wow.
And how do you not climb on that?
That is, I've got to say, that is a mistake there. Yes, ball could be going out of bounds, but you chase down the ball until you are for sure it's going to go out. Just a big mistake there by the Broncos return team. And now the Bengals have an opportunity with still 4:23 left in the third quarter to tie this ball game here. And their offense has been moving the ball.
This is not good if you're the Broncos defense.
No,
You were just out there.
a shock to the system there. Quarterback's going to drop back on first down, throw it out to his wide receiver, who's going to pick up a gain of about 4 or 5 there. Oh, and a good job actually by the DB to tackle him back towards the line of scrimmage. We'll see. Yeah, it's going to be a gain of 4 there, but still, nonetheless, a punch to the gut for these Broncos, and we will see how they respond.
And Nate Teeter in our live chat posting a bet. Bengals by 3.
Ooh.
That's interesting.
My cousin is a fan of the betting, so I like his prediction there.
I don't know if Pro Advancement's down in Vegas yet.
Soon. So, clock ticking away here. 3:40. 2nd and 6 for the Bengals, down 8. Bring in motion across. Quarterback's going to take this, drop back. He's got a man. Open
Got
the middle of the
another one.
field, and it's a touchdown. And just like that, the Bengals have an opportunity with a 2-point conversion to tie this football game. And yes, it looks like the offense might stay on the field here. You agree with the call, Mel?
Yes, why would you not? You got to either tie this game or get it to where you can tie it with a touchdown.
Still plenty of time, but Bengals right here are going to look to tie this ball game. Going for 2. Quarterback's going to keep it. He's going to try to reverse field now, and he's going to get tackled and sacked in the backfield. No 2-point conversion there. A good job by the Broncos to rally and make a play there on special teams. So, 3:29 left in the third quarter. Bengals capitalize, but 3:29 left in the third quarter. Broncos 28, Bengals 20. I'm sorry. Broncos 28, Bengals 26.
This
And
is
just like
not what you wanted if you're the Bengals. I mean, excuse me, the Broncos, because your defense was just out there. And two back to back long throws is a problem.
Yeah,
This has to be fixed and fixed ASAP because if it's not, this fourth quarter is going to get real interesting.
absolutely. We're going to take a pause here. It does look like we have a Bengals player down in the end zone. So we will step away from the broadcast here on the 216 Sports Network here in your PAFL Championship game. Broncos 28, Bengals 26.
Are you a team looking for a new look on the sideline this season? A company looking for a more casual look? Or just trying to introduce something new to your closet space? TGBG is the brand for you. Jackets, polos, hoodies, and everything in between. TGBG has the clothing you need to serve a purpose for every occasion. To place your orders, contact them on Facebook and Instagram. Check out their website at www.tgbgbrand.com. Email them at tgbgbrand@gmail.com or call them at 440-470-4234. TGBG is also the official outfitter of the 216 Sports Network. TGBG, to God be the glory. If you're looking for a good brand of clothing at affordable prices, then TGBG is just for you. Hats, shirts, hoodies, and custom gear all at your fingertips. And just in time for the weekend is Free Ship Friday. Free shipping on all orders. Just use the code FREESHIPFRIDAY at checkout. And all Godfidence items are 10% off. Head on over to tgbgbrand.com and get your orders in for your custom clothing now. TGBG is the official outfitter of the 216 Sports Network. TGBG, to God be the glory. And we are back after the injury timeout. The player is off on his own power. We're glad he's okay. But right about now, it is really do or die time for the Broncos.
For the Bengals.
Excuse me, the Broncos and Bengals.
Yes.
Bengals climbing back into this game, only down two now.
Yes.
But the Broncos defense has been on the field in back-to-back drives and given up back-to-back touchdowns.
Absolutely. Now we'll see if this Broncos can offense can once again respond. So ball is away. High kick. And we're gonna
And there's a late
have
flag and a late whistle.
yep, referees are gonna blow this dead. Yep, looks like we're gonna have an offsides there. So we'll line back up to re-kick. 3:29 here in the third quarter.
Bengals,
28-26. Nothing
Bengals,
more you could ask for in a championship game.
Bengals kickoff team a little antsy there,
Yes.
jumping off sides.
So
They're gonna
that's going
move
to
it
back,
back,
yeah, and that's going to back them up. And these kicks have been high, so that's going to be, it's going to
but
give
the
these
good thing
Broncos,
about this for the Broncos is it actually gives better chance for a
yes,
return and better field position.
yeah, that's what I was going to say. These kicks have been high, so now these Broncos returners will have an opportunity to get underneath it and maybe get the ball moving.
Jason Wood with Christ, anything is possible in the live chat. One play at a time. He is absolutely right.
So ball is away, a good kick here. Returner's going to get that at the 20. Going to bring it out to about the 30. He's
That's
going to try to
Owens. Be
reverse
careful.
field.
It's Owens.
Oh, and he tried to stop and return back, but it wasn't.
Why didn't you just follow the blocks?
But he got caught up there. So 35-yard line is where this Broncos offense will take over with a first down here. 3:20 left in the third quarter here on the 216 Sports Network. Ken Straub, glad to be in this week on the championship broadcast with Romel Thorpe, your
Glad to
normal
have you home,
voice
man. You've
of
been
the
away for too long. It's
absolutely
like kids going off to college.
your normal voice of the 216 Sports Network. So
Also, a great call on the Straw Bro Sports Show. Great topics, great show. Be sure to go on over there and check it out.
appreciate that. Shout out to Cuyahoga Falls Rappers owner Daniel Demand running the show today for the PAFL championship game. Our media team down there as well. Shout out to all of our media guys down there and girls. So, first and 10 here for the Broncos. Ball at the 36-yard line. Two running backs going to flank the quarterback in the backfield. Two wide receivers, one to each side of the ball. Quarterback's going to take that, hand it off. Running back's going to turn it up the middle. Ooh, shake off a hit there and pick up a gain of about 5 or 6. And some shoving out of bounds there by the Bengals players. Need to be careful.
Well, we
These
did tell
referees
you.
have thrown some flags for some taunting and stuff like that, and that one was very, very close.
But we did tell you Reggie is a tough runner, and he's
Absolutely.
gonna make you pay for it.
Was looking for the contact and found it, shrugged it off, and kept it moving for a couple of yards. It's going to bring up second down and 250 and counting, ticking away here in the third quarter. Broncos looking to reestablish that lead, further it out here with a score. Bengals looking to completely turn this game around and potentially take their first lead of the game.
Think
They're
the
going to come
think
back out in
think
this
the
pistol.
Bengals are trying to bring some heat.
I think so. Broncos coming out. Two running backs again in the backfield. First time tonight we've seen that. Going to hand it off to the running back. He's going to try to reverse field, and he cuts
What a
back up the
move!
middle, and
Great move!
he gets a first down, and absolutely a great job by the running back to realize the play was broken on the left side, tried to turn and reverse all the way, but then realized he could just cut it right up the middle, dives ahead for a first down, and now the clock is ticking and the ball is moving for this Broncos
That is
offense.
ESP. Actually, that ain't even ESPN worthy. That's 216 Play of the Week worthy right there. How did as big as Reggie is? How do you get that slim to get through the line like that when the play is broken?
A great job there to slither in and suck the gut in and slide through
And
the line
shout
there.
out to Sterling Purnell checking in with us.
Hey, what's going on, Sterling? That is my guy there. Shout out to you, Sterling. Much love, my guy. So, first and 10 here for the Broncos. Coming back out in this pistol formation. It has seemed to work running the football.
Bengals showing blitz.
And we're going to have a whistle and we're going to have a timeout. Broncos let that play clock run down, see what the Bengals were showing, and are going to take a timeout here with 1:15 left in the third quarter. We'll step aside here on the 216 Sports Network. We'll be back in a second.
Are you ready for a snack or a treat that satisfies that sweet tooth? Well, Clarice's Confections has what you need. All her treats are custom made and centered around your taste buds' desires. Place your orders now by emailing her at sweetsbycarice@gmail.com or call her at 440-805-4303. Are you a team looking for a new look on the sideline this season? A company looking for a more casual look? Or just trying to introduce something new to your closet space? TGBG is the brand for you. Jackets, polos, hoodies, and everything in between. TGBG has the clothing you need to serve a purpose for every occasion. To place your orders, contact them on Facebook and Instagram. Check out their website at www.tgbgbrand.com. Email them at tgbgbrand@gmail.com or call them at 440-470-4234. TGBG is also the official outfitter of the 216 Sports Network. TGBG, to God be the glory.
All right. And we're back here at Ellis Field and the 216 Sports Network for your PFL Championship. Nice ranked edition of Sweet Caroline there during the break. So, Broncos are going to reset here. First and 10, ball at the 48-yard line. They've come out this drive in that pistol formation. Two wide receivers, one to each side of the ball. 2 running backs flanking the quarterback on each side. Quarterback's going to drop back, hand it off to that running back. He's going to get tripped up and tackled in the backfield behind the line of scrimmage.
And Vincent getting tripped up in the backfield. That's one of the bruisers between the two. But Reggie, I think you should have stuck with the hot hand on that one. Keep it in Reggie's hands. Reggie getting slender, making moves. That would have been the better way to go. Not saying Vincent can't get it done, but just having that, as you hear the crowd, but just having that hot hand is all important right about now.
Absolutely, and ball control coming into play here as the Broncos, as it's getting very loud here at Elliott Field. The Broncos doing a good job here of milking as much as the clock as they possibly can. Going to probably only get one more playoff before we're going to head to the fourth quarter here, as we're going to have a 2nd and 12. They're going to hand it off again here. Big hole up the middle, and he takes advantage of it for a big first down there. Ball out at the 35-yard line, and that is going to wrap up the third quarter here at Elliott Field in your PAFL championship. We head to the fourth quarter. Broncos 26, Broncos 28, Bengals 26.
If you're looking for a good brand of clothing at affordable prices, then TGBG is just for you. Hats, shirts, hoodies, and custom gear all at your fingertips. And just in time for the weekend is Free Ship Friday. Free shipping on all orders. Just use the code FREESHIPFRIDAY at checkout. And all Godfidence items are 10% off. Head on over to tgbgbrand.com and get your orders in for your custom clothing now. TGBG is the official outfitter of the 216 Sports Network. TGBG, to God be the glory. And back with the start of the fourth quarter here at Elliott Field, at Elliott High School here in Akron, Ohio.
And the scene is set here, lining up for us to have an electric fourth quarter. It's been an electric game so far. Proud to be on the broadcast. Proud to be back home with the 216 Sports Network. Make sure you check us out on the Straw Bro Sports Show on Facebook and YouTube. So, we start the fourth quarter here in the PAFL Championship. Broncos 28, Bengals 26. We're locked in on a close one. Broncos with the ball at the 35-yard line, trying to extend their lead.
Keep it in the hot hand.
Broncos moving the ball on the ground this drive. They're going to keep it there. Running back's going to push it up the middle, make a couple guys miss, and
Great
dive out
run.
for a nice big gain there. And it isn't just the chunks of yardage that they're picking up. It's the time that they're starting to bleed off of the clock. Yes, still very early, but all of those seconds matter at the end of the day. And if you start to take them away now, they won't have them later.
Damian Ivory on the broadcast with us in the live chat saying something. As a quarterback, you don't normally hear. Keep the ball on the ground. Dame,
Absolutely.
since when did Dame become a fan of a running game?
Well, it's been working. They've been moving the ball methodically down the field with the run game. And the thing for the Broncos is the offense, the passing game is always there in the back pocket for when they need it. We're going to have a flag here. It's going to be a false start. So, probably the first misstep for the Broncos offense on this drive. It's going to back them up. So, clock ticking away. As we said, the Broncos taking every second they can to break that huddle. 2nd and 10 here, ball at the 35-yard line.
Pay attention to Magby at the bottom of your screen.
Absolutely isolated down there in single coverage. Quarterback's going to take that, hand it off to the running back. He's going to read the line. He's going to try to cut it up, but he'll get tackled there right at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to bring up 3rd and 9 here. And this is going to be a big play for this Broncos offense. I
Reggie
know they
getting
want
up
to be
slow.
aggressive, Yes, he is. I know they want to continue to be aggressive, Mel, but need to pick up 4 or 5 yards here to give that offense an easy opportunity on fourth down.
I gotta think they gotta take a shot at the sticks right about now because if you don't, it's gonna be hard for you to pick up this first down. I know Jimmy may go for it because punting is out of the question here with the way the field position is,
Excuse me.
and this has turned into a battle for field position.
Absolutely. But the way both of these offenses have been aggressive, I've got to agree with you there. So he's going to send one running back out. Bengals showing pressure. Going to
Blitz
drop
coming,
back. He's going to throw it out wide.
and he is actually close to a first down. He's about a yard or two short.
And not a question here for the Broncos. They're keeping that offense on the field. Going to look to push it.
Houston off a first down. 4th and 2.
And this is about the time you have your power package in, honestly, because now they're going to blitz. The blitz is coming. You just don't know from where. But do you have the power package in to get the first down?
Absolutely. It's great analysis there. 4th and 2, ball at the 27. A lot of time being taken by this Broncos team just to get in and out of the huddle and to get the play called. Hurrying up to the line here. Shotgun formation. Two running backs in the backfield with the running back. With the quarterback. He's going to take that. He's going to hand it off. And who's going to get hit in the backfield? He pitches it to the quarterback.
There's a flag
And
on the
we've got a
play,
flag
too.
on the play. So as of right now, it's Bengals football. However, we
That was a
do,
busted play from beginning because they took so much time in the huddle. They got down to the 10-second mark on the play
and it,
clock.
yeah,
That was just a disaster fourth down.
and it almost looked like they tried to rush the playoff, and they're going to wave the flag off. But regardless, it is going to be Bengals football down to 11:20 left in the fourth. Plenty of time, although they haven't needed much to put points on the board, but plenty of time for this Bengals offense to drive down the field and take their first lead of the game.
And that would be huge if they can do this. However, the Broncos defense has had time to suck some wind up,
Yep.
get some water in their system. Now it's a matter of can we get the stop we need right here, right now?
Absolutely. I do got to question why not bring the quarterback under center there and try to hand it off. However, that is in the past. So Bengals take over. 1st and 10. Ball at the 35-yard line. Quarterback's going to drop back on first down. Throw it out to his wide receiver. It's caught. He's going to reverse field, come all the way back across, pick up a couple yards there, and try to cut back. All of that for just a gain of 4, but still, nonetheless, the quick passing and the passing game in general for the Bengals really starting to heat up here.
2nd down and 5.
Damian Ivory believes the Bengals are going to take a shot. I've got to believe one is coming. They've been able to move the ball down the field, but those big strike plays have been the keys for both offenses right now. So we will see what these Bengals can cook up.
Now, are the Bengals ready to actually take that shot right here, right now? It looks like they are.
Quarterback's going to drop back. He's going to take it out to his wide receiver who's caught it. He's going to bring it back to the middle, fight very hard, and pick up a first down plus. So, ball's going to be at about the 46-yard line with a big first down, 10-15. Ticking away. Bengals going quick tempo offense here. Quarterback drops back, moves away in the pocket. He's got pressure. He's going to throw it over. He's got a wide receiver on the sideline. Caught. And he's going to move it up the field for a big first down. We do got a penalty thrown in the backfield very late by the back judge. Not sure exactly.
Big 73 is coming off. He looks hurt. He looked like he pulled
And
something.
it looks like we've also got a penalty on the Broncos, so that's going to push this up even further. A great job there. It doesn't honestly. You could have. I think you could have called offsides, illegal motion on all 22 men on the field because I don't believe anyone was set on that play.
I don't either. Okay,
However,
so it's not just me that saw
no.
that.
So it does look like the referee just let everyone go. However, the big play and big move there by the quarterback to get out of the pocket, find his wide receiver out there, and pick up a first down and more. So first and 10, ball at the 34-yard line, 10 minutes left in the game. Bengals down two, but driving methodically as they pretty much have since the end of the first quarter. And it looks like referee wasn't 100% sure on the spot.
I'm not either.
So it looks like they gave them the first down, but did forget to assess the 15-yard penalty.
That would
Head
explain
coach
it.
of the Broncos is going to step out there and kind of ask for an explanation from the
And I think
referees.
he deserves one,
Absolutely, the referees themselves get together to have a conversation. They're going to blow the whistle there and have that conversation.
as they should, because this creates confusion.
Yes,
And in the fourth quarter, you do not want confusion between the refs or either squad.
absolutely. I was on the end of a controversial one, and so were you between the Rapids and Cobras because of the miscommunication between the
And
referees
we
at the
do
end of
not
the
want
game.
that here. This is too big of a game to have any kind of confusion.
Absolutely. So a good job there, as you see on the screen, by the referees. Although head coach of the Broncos there isn't happy with the explanation, at least there was an explanation given. So clock ticking away now, just under 10 minutes here in the fourth quarter. Bengals break the huddle on first down, ball at the 29-yard line, and now we are going to have another stoppage of play by the referees, and they're going to rehuddle and have another discussion. So, not sure if they're not on the same page.
I would go with that. They're not on the same page because this happens. This is the second big time that this has happened. And now we have to wait to see what's going on as far as ball placement, play calling. Things are going to change right about now for both teams.
Okay,
And
so
they're moving it.
now the ball is going to get back moved to the original line of scrimmage that they had already set it at. I would be honest, or I would say I would be lying to you if I knew exactly what was going on here. Our guys down at the Western Reserve broadcast are just as confused as us, but nonetheless, clock ticking away. First and 10, ball at the 29-yard line.
Let's see what play develops.
I will say that did waste about 20 to 15 seconds off of the clock. So we'll see if that does end up potentially costing someone towards the end of the game. Quarterback's going to drop back here, hand it off to the running back who cuts it up the middle, and he's going to pick up a gain of about 4 or 5 there and lose a helmet. Or at least someone did there on the big hit.
Have not seen them use the running back often today, mostly because Walker's been under duress.
Absolutely. And
However, it is good to see them use the running back in this situation.
absolutely. So the passing game for the Bengals has just been electric. But slowing it down a bit there, I like the call there to slow it down a bit. So, second and 6. Bengals moving quickly to the line. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass here. He's pressured, and he's going to be sacked. Tried to
Lamarcus
get away.
Thomas.
Absolutely. He tried to get away, but could not. And he's going to be sacked for a big loss there.
Tell
Although
you what, Lamarcus may be small, but when he gets a hold of you, he's like a wrestler.
and it does
He's
look like,
down right about now.
yeah, unfortunately, it does look like he was banged up on the sack. But we'll reset the scene for the field wise. That's going to back the Bengals up on a big third down here. 8:39 left in the fourth quarter. 28-26. Broncos over the Bengals. We're going to step away here on the 216 Sports Network as they're going to tend to the injured player. We'll be back in a second.
Are you ready for a snack or a treat that satisfies that sweet tooth? Well, Clarice's Confections has what you need. All her treats are custom made and centered around your taste buds' desires. Place your orders now by emailing her at sweetsbycarice@gmail.com or call her at 440-805-4303. And we're live.
All right, so Broncos break the huddle. They were going to have a third and 15, ball at the 34-yard line, 8:39 left in the game. They're down 2. Still some opportunity, but running out of opportunities to be able to tie this ball game up. A prime one here. Quarterback
I gotta believe Walker's either running or taking a shot.
and drop back. He's going to take the shot here. He's got a man over the middle, and it's caught, and it's
Wow!
in for a touchdown. And just like that,
Wow!
the Bengals have erased this Broncos lead and take their first lead here in the championship game.
I did say it was possible.
Absolutely. And the middle of the field has been the bread and butter for both offenses, but the Bengals right now are absolutely on fire.
It was a great post route. The safety got over way too late. If he gets over sooner than that, that's a pick six.
And
Unfortunately, he just got it, snagged it to the house.
it's been the tale of one quarter versus the rest of the games. It was 22-0. The Broncos were up in the first quarter, and just like that, as we watch the extra point here, just like that, the Bengals have outscored the Broncos.
This is going to come down to the wire. I got a feeling.
And the kick is good. So it is now 33-28. And oh man, it is a good one here in the PAFL championship.
As we take a look back at that at our replay in the booth, this was not on anybody's radar today going into this game. We hadn't seen Walker all season. Walker's a gunslinger.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I mentioned, I was waiting on the extra point. A 22-0 Broncos lead, and the Bengals have now outscored the Broncos 26. I'm sorry, 33-6 over the rest of this game, and have now taken their first lead. And right now, as we take a look on this Broncos sidelines, it is not a happy place to be right now.
How
There are some heads down. However, this is a tried and tested team. They've been down before, and honestly, they have 28 points. The offense has been moving. It is now just time for the offense to settle back down, and what they have done all, well, not all game, but majority of the first quarter, and what they've started to do here late, which is get the running game moving and take those shots.
This is going to be an important drive for the Broncos.
Absolutely. 8:17 left. No more time wasting for the Broncos. Time to take advantage and maybe move the tempo up. Bengals set to kick off here.
I got a feeling they're going to kick this short to keep it out of the returner's hands, especially Owens.
He does kick it away, and we're going to have another whistle, and it looks like we're going to have a second offsides on the Bengals return team.
You're sitting right there. You got to know that the ball is going to be there. You can't move until the ball is kicked.
That is a tough one there. So we're going to reset.
Score update from downtown Cleveland. The Atlanta Braves not being very nice to the Guardians today. It's 10-1.
Oh,
Top of the seventh.
I'll be there with my son tomorrow, so hopefully we'll have a change of direction for our Guardians tomorrow. They've been hot, so hopefully they can turn that around and try to win one for me and my guy tomorrow.
Traditionally, the Braves have been a thorn in the side
Oh,
of the
absolutely.
Guardians/Indians.
Absolutely. So back it up a little bit, and we'll re-kick it now. Squibbed away down the field. Oh, bobbled by the returner, who now picks it up. He's going to take it from the 30. He's going to try to cut it to the outside, and a great hit and wrap up there by the Bengals returner. A good job to not allow the return man to gain any more yards there. So 8:08 left here in the fourth quarter. Broncos are going to have a 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line, with an opportunity for their first time to have to come back and retake a lead that they have established since their opening drive with the football.
And this drive is all important because if you don't get any points and you let at least the momentum of this game stay with the Bengals, you are going to live to regret this one for the next 8 months.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you there, Mel. So We'll see how the Broncos come out. They've showed us multiple formations today. They're going to come out here. Three wide receivers to the top of your screen, one wide receiver isolated to the bottom, one running back in the backfield with the quarterback. He's going to drop back here. He's going to look over the middle, and he's got a man. Oh, and it was bobbled and dropped. He was also very much in line for a huge hit from the safety coming down, but an
Tony never
opportunity missed there.
Tony hardly ever drops a pass. I don't know if that one was just rocketed up on him or he just took his eyes off and thought about the score because he was open.
Yes, he was. So, regardless, that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 with 8:03 left here in the fourth quarter. Broncos, for the first time in this championship game, find themselves behind on the scoreboard, 33-28, but an opportunity and still time to change that. Quarterback's going to drop back here, hand it off to the running back, who moves it up the middle for a couple, but he's going to get tripped up and not gain as many as he wanted to there. And now it is a very, very big third down for this Broncos offense.
If
The
Reggie
biggest so far in the game.
if Reggie stays on his feet, I believe that's a touchdown.
There was a lot of green grass in front of him. So we'll see what happens here. A big, big play here. A first down, very much needed with the way that this Bengals offense has been moving the ball. Four wide receivers split to the each side of the ball, one running back in the backfield. Quarterback's going to take it, going to drop back. He's going to look over, and he got it. Oh, he had a man, and the DB did a great job there to get in, fight rightfully for the ball, and break up that. And it's going to bring up 4th and 7. And now, probably the biggest play of the game so far,
Not
right here.
probably. This is the biggest game because
Absolutely.
as of before the drive started, I was going to ask if they don't convert on this drive, do we think about the last drive where the fourth down play was busted up
Yeah,
as the play of the game?
absolutely. We will see. And the Broncos are going to bring the punt team on. I agree with this situation. I know the Bengals offense has been moving the ball, but you don't want to put your defense in an even tougher position by having them turn the ball over on your side of the field. So Broncos are going to get set to punt away the ball here. 7:13 left in the fourth quarter.
And shout out to Ray. No, you cannot bet on this. That was just another fan.
Okay, and that's a booming, beautiful punt that did. Oh, and then there you go. It did take a original Bengals bouncer. That's going to pin them back just on the other side of the 20. Looks like about the 18-yard line. And right now, the special teams play there by the punter, a huge play. Way to flip the field there, and at least, at minimum, force this Bengals offense to go 80 yards and drive down the field.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing because we've seen the Bengals get 80 yards
Yeah,
in a quick amount of time.
absolutely. It is definitely gut check time for this Broncos defense. The offense took care of business for majority of the game. Now it is on them to try to make a play here and set that offense up for the Bengals. On fire. Have lit the scoreboard up here in the second half, looking to just continue that run of play.
And I think we have to change our notion from earlier, not turning this into a shootout because we've seen the Bengals offense explode here.
Absolutely. Now, Bengals do bring a little bit of I formation. I love to see that. And that running back takes it and bounces it up the middle for a big first down. Oh, I love me some old school football. Lining up there in an I formation, fullback, running back, run it up the middle for a big first down. Bengals do have an injured offensive lineman down on the play. However, that is exactly, you want to talk about championship mentality. You just took the lead. Your offense has been humming. Do you start chucking it down the field because you have? No. Line up in the I formation, move that football down, grind out some
And I
yards.
can't say I disagree with that because the I formation for most teams is the bread and butter. It's also the way that they get things done on the field. So now, with the lead, you're only up realistically 4 points.
Right.
But if you can take as much time off the clock as you can, excuse me, 5 points. But if you can take as much time off the clock as possible before Marquello gets the ball back in his hands, it helps you because now you're putting pressure on him.
hmm And if they, if, I know, a lot of ifs, but if the Bengals can run the ball like that, there is an opportunity for them to grind out and potentially score with not enough time for the Broncos to have an opportunity. Now,
Realistically, if I'm a coach, I'm actually planning, like, not even game plan. I'm calling this drive to put points on the board
mhm,
because the more I
absolutely.
extend this lead, the harder it's gonna be for the Broncos to come back.
And the worst thing you can do, and you can ask the Broncos, is have that momentum, slow it down, and try to gain it back because the Bengals have firmly took a grasp of that. So 1st and 10 here, ball at the 30-yard line. Coming out in another big set. They're going to hand it off to the big running back, and he's going to push it up the middle for a couple yards there. What I don't want to see from this Bengals offense is them totally slow it down to the point where they lose all momentum. However, a good idea here to continue to keep the ball on the ground and keep that clock moving as it's going to tick away just under 6 minutes
I
here.
gotta I gotta interject on this for a second. In the I formation with the lead, it's awfully hard to actually lose the momentum.
Absolutely. So 5:50 now. Time absolutely a factor here for both teams. The Bengals, with a touchdown here, could really potentially put
Broncos
themselves in
still have a
position.
timeout. I just looked it up. Broncos still have a timeout. Bengals have all three, so they have not used a timeout this half.
Some of those timeouts may be coming back to haunt. And yeah, there was movement. Broncos players pointed to it. Referee was waiting. Oh no, we're going to call a delay a game there on the Bengals. So taking too much time. There was some movement on the offensive line as well, but taking too much time off the clock there. And now that's going to back them up and put them in a bad position. And if you're a Bengals fan or if you're on that Bengals sideline, want to take time, want to get run it off the clock, but have to make sure we move forward and potentially put some points on the board because this Broncos offense is going to come out with a very, very big fury and a big hunger to try to tie or not tie out this game, but
They
to try
don't
to
have
take
a
the lead.
choice. Time is against them right now,
Absolutely.
and
A lot of time being taken here. Last time we had a play, it was above 6 minutes. We're now under 5 minutes. Quarterback's going to take it. He's going to hand it off to the running back. Running back's going to try to bounce it out to the outside. Makes a man miss. Cuts it out to the outside. Jumps over a guy and then gets hit hard there. He's going to pick up a gain of about 5 or 6 there. It's going to set up a third and manageable, third and medium with 4:30 and ticking away in the fourth quarter. We flip it to the other side. Broncos had their biggest third down. Now it is the Bengals' time. A huge 3rd and 4 here. They really, really could use a first down, not just to continue to help the clock move, but to take away every opportunity for this Broncos offense to get the ball back.
and right about now they are doing that because we are now about to head into just under 4 minutes just by them running the ball in the I formation, or what you would now consider the I formation because it's spread. But it's taking time off the clock, and they're getting the ball off so they don't take a penalty like they just did a couple minutes ago.
Absolutely. Gets it off here, pitches it out to the running back, who's going to get tackled immediately hard there at the line of scrimmage. And a good job there by this Broncos defense to force now a very, very big call. Clock ticking away. It's going to be 4th down.
The Broncos have to play with a sense of urgency. Bengals don't care, as you can see by body language, which is fine.
And we've got a timeout by the Bengals on 4th and 2.
Maybe they want to figure out what they want to do.
Absolutely. Decision time here for the coaching staff. Fourth and two, 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Mel, I'm going to put you on the spot. A first down here practically ices the game away for
No,
the Bengals.
no, it does not because Broncos still have one timeout left. If they can get their defense enough energy to get this stop or get a stop before a minute and 30, the Broncos have time. If they keep that timeout, you still actually, if we're thinking about this the right way strategically, you still have two timeouts left because of the 2 minute
2 minute warning.
warning. So
I meant more would you punt here.
I got you got to punt. You got to punt because if you don't and you give them position
Mhm.
at the 40 or the 30-yard line, you might be in trouble.
So while both coaching staffs have been overly aggressive throughout 3.5 quarters, both making the smart decision to punt away when their respective teams have hit fourth down here late in the fourth quarter. So Broncos set to get this ball back with 3 minutes. Bengals kick it away. It's going to be kicked towards that opposite side. It's going to be down at about the 25-yard line. So, fourth quarter, 3 minutes and 2 seconds left. Broncos down five with the ball and an opportunity to make some championship history.
I am waiting with bated breath because I need to know. This is the second time we've seen the Broncos in a championship here in the PAFL. If they can pull this off, it will add to the stigma of the so-called stable gang, or for those that are in the know, the infamous stable gang. This would this would be something that they remember and possibly gives them momentum going into next season. I myself am waiting to see what the next 3 minutes and 2 seconds hold for the Broncos.
It is absolutely what anyone who plays sports wants, and that's the ball down a couple with an opportunity to be the hero for your team. So,
And
as
the
you hear the
crowd is getting
absolutely,
into it.
as you hear the crowd get into this, we've got 3 minutes left here in the fourth quarter. Broncos with the ball and a first down at the 27-yard line. Wide receivers split to each side of the ball, one running back to the right of the quarterback in the backfield. Quarterback's going to drop back here on first down. Look over the middle, and he's got a man wide open. Just under the, just
Magby.
before the 50-yard line. And just like that, the Broncos are moving the ball. Clock ticking away. 2:50 and counting here in the fourth quarter. A big first down there, and the Broncos are not super quickly running up to the line, but definitely moving with a little bit of pace. Quarterback calling out the play to his wide receivers and his running backs. Same formation. Wide receivers split to each side of the ball. One running back in the backfield. 2:25 left in the fourth quarter. Quarterback going to take this, keep it himself, step up in the pocket, throw it out to his wide receiver. He's going to try to make a guy miss, but he's going to be tackled in bounds there before the sticks. Clock ticking away, 2:12.
But it's okay because even if the clock is running, it's going to stop for that 2 minute warning, and that's what they need. They are in plus territory now.
Absolutely. And
Play
that
selection is all important.
Absolutely, and that clock is going to stop. And we have reached the 2 minute warning here in the PAFL Championship. Bengals 33, Broncos 28. Broncos with the ball and driving. We'll take a break, and we'll be back after the 2 minute warning.
Are you a team looking for a new look on the sideline this season? A company looking for a more casual look? Or just trying to introduce something new to your closet space? TGBG is the brand for you. Jackets, polos, hoodies, and everything in between. TGBG has the clothing you need to serve a purpose for every occasion. To place your orders, contact them on Facebook and Instagram. Check out their website at www.tgbgbrand.com. Email them at tgbgbrand@gmail.com or call them at 440-470-4234. TGBG is also the official outfitter of the 216 Sports Network. TGBG. Are you ready for a snack or a treat that satisfies that sweet tooth? Well, Clarice's Confections has what you need. All her treats are custom made and centered around your taste buds' desires. Place your orders now by emailing her at sweetsbycarice@gmail.com or call her at 440-805-4303. Okay, maybe not.
All right, we're back here live after the 2-minute warning. 33 to 28. Bengals up over the Broncos. Broncos with the ball and a chance to win it here. 2nd and 3. Ball at the 45-yard line. Bengals drop back into that pistol formation. Quarterback's going to take it, hand it off to the running back who makes a move and then is
Wow, great
smacked in
hit.
the backfield.
Great hit.
He did a great job to make one guy move, but he couldn't stop the missile that was coming from the DB side, and as he tackled there.
I don't agree with giving it to a cold running back simply because he's just now getting in the game at that position.
Yeah,
However, there's still time left. You gotta figure something out. It's third down.
a huge 3rd and 4 here. Minute 30 ticking away here in the 4th quarter in your PAFL championship game. It is lived up to the billing and some. Broncos going to split wide receivers out, 2 to each side of the ball. Bengals showing some pressure. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass here. He's going to throw it over the middle, and it's going to be incomplete here. And with 1 minute and 6 seconds left in the 4th quarter, the Broncos are going to have a 4th and 4 that they are going to have to complete to have any chance of winning this football game.
First down is needed here, and it's a manageable fourth down.
It is manageable, but it is about as gut check time as it gets for this Bengals defense. One stop here could win you the championship. For the Broncos, have to have it on first down here. Have to have at least 4 yards. Broncos come out in that same formation, 2 to each side of the ball. One running back in the backfield. 106 left in the 4th. This could be your ball game. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. And he's going to throw it deep.
Oh!
And we're going to have
what
a flag on the
flag!
play. Multiple flags. The wide receiver was making a run for the football, and honestly, the DB just stopped his route, stood right in front of him, and the wide receiver did a great job of just initiating that contact and running right into the DB. As we take a look at the replay here, I'm going to agree with that call there, Mel.
I agree as well. Even though I am a DB at heart, that is not acceptable. I don't care what the situation is. Play it out. Don't take the penalty in that situation.
Not at all. That is
Actually, let's look back at that because it might have been something going. Yeah, that's just unacceptable.
yeah, that is. And you never want to put it on one guy, but that is a huge, huge mistake there by the Bengals DB. Now, the Broncos needed a first down. They got the first down. However, the job is not done yet. 101 left here in the 4th quarter. Bengals 33, Broncos 28. Ball moves a little bit closer, but the job not yet done.
One timeout in your back pocket. Call some plays. Get to the sidelines.
And this is the side of this is also the area as we are going to have a timeout. It's officials timeout. As they're resetting the clock. The playbook is wide open here. You're just near the end zone. Everything is at your disposal as a play caller and as a coach.
Give us
Obviously, you want to
102 back.
try to take some shots, but don't want to lose all your momentum here. 102 reset on the clock here. 1st and 10 from the 31. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. Pressure. Gets away. Steps up in the pocket. Fires towards the end
That's
zone.
pass interference. I just saw it. No
And it is
call.
going to be incomplete. No flag. A lot of contact there in the end zone.
So much contact there that should have been called. I don't know if the ref said he was making a play for the ball or not, but still, contact initiated by the Bengals.
Wow.
That is one I got a question.
So, the drama unfolding here in the PAFL Championship. We've got a great one here on the 216 Sports Network. 55 seconds left in the game. Second and 10 at the 31-yard line for the Ohio Broncos. Down 33 to 28 to the Arctic City Bengals. Bengals need a stop here to ice the game. Broncos need a touchdown to win it. Couldn't ask for a better one here. Quarterback drop backs to pass. He's going to get hit and fumbled. And he fumbled
Wow.
the football, and the Bengals jump on the football.
Broncos say they recovered.
Broncos say they have it. Bengals say they do. We're going to wait for the referee to see who comes out of the pile. This is a huge call.
Broncos recover.
So, wow. So Broncos are going to take a timeout. It is Broncos football.
That was close.
That could have been the ball game right there.
That was
right
so
there
close.
for the Bengals defense. They were this close, an arm out, a pull in, whatever they could have done to get the football from that being it. However, last timeout taken by the Broncos with 47 seconds left. Now, an opportunity still, however, credit to these Bengals. Down 22-0, erase that deficit, have taken the lead themselves. And for the Broncos, every opportunity here in the second half to take advantage of it, have it, but that
Ski,
was
this
dead.
is pro advancement. So what you would also call semi-pro.
Shout out to Rapids linebacker Agent Zero Boom Lumbus in the comment section as well. So
I gotta say, we gotta get Boom tested, man. He is the most jacked linebacker I have ever seen.
Boom has alien DNA.
Clearly.
47 seconds left in the championship game here. 3rd and 13. Ball at the 34-yard line. Broncos come out. 4 wide receivers. 2 split to each side of the ball. 1 running back in the backfield. Bengals dropping guys back. Not showing any pressure. Keeping everybody in front of the sticks. All on the line here for both teams. Quarterback's going to drop back, throw it out quick to the wide receiver, who's going to try to make a guy move. He's going to cut it back into the middle of the field.
Wow!
And he's breaking it towards the end zone, and he's going to run it into the end zone for a touchdown.
That is unbelievable. And who is it? It's Owens. Owens gets the touchdown needed to win the game.
Unbelievable. The Broncos throw a quick outlet pass to the wide receiver, and the wide receiver does everything else. Cuts it back to the middle of the field, makes multiple guys miss, and runs it into the end zone for a potential game-winning touchdown.
That is not what we expected at all. Owens, and here's the thing, we've said if Owens gets the ball in his hands, he is shifty enough to make plays. What you just saw was Owens doing his thing.
That was absolutely amazing. A fantastic play by the wide receiver. Basically did it all himself. Had blockers in front of him, but he was the one who made the guys miss and absolutely turned on the Jets.
He's done it all season, and the fact that they gave him enough space to make moves and get in a situation where all he had to do was turn on the Jets, boom, touchdown. Nate Johnson, yes, that was DeMarcus Owens.
So, 34-33. Broncos are going to go for 2 here to push the lead to 3 points. He's going to take the snap, hand it off, push it out to the running back, who's going to try to push it forward, and he's going to extend forward. And no, he tried to go and push it forward. Referee says no, he did not. So, 35 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 34-33. Broncos have retaken the lead over the Bengals. And Mel, I don't think we could have had a better game so far and a better ending but there's
Pepper
still the
needs new
kickoff.
shorts.
Pending the kickoff, though, the Broncos still have to kick those
You
ball
have to
away.
kick this deep. There's no way you kick this short. With the way Walker's been
100%.
throwing the ball, with the way his receivers have responded to him, throwing them the ball, you have to kick this deep. Make them go the length of the field. Yes, they do have 2 timeouts in their back pocket. However, time is not on their side with 35 seconds to go. You kick this deep and make them go the length of the field.
100% agree with you there, Romel Thorpe. Wow. What an electric ending to this game we have had so far, and we still have 35 seconds left. 34-33. Broncos have retaken the lead over the Bengals with an amazing touchdown pass.
And it was just a screenplay,
Yep,
a
a
simple flip
a
play.
simple screen out to the wide receiver who turned it into an absolutely electric play. So, Broncos set to kick away here. Bengals need a miracle.
If this is how this game ends, I can't wait to see the 3A championship
And we're
in
not
two
done.
weeks.
And we're not done here. As we said, Bengals still with 2 timeouts. So they're going to boot this one away. He fielded it. He's going to take it at the 12-yard line. He's going to bring it out past the 20, out past the 30, out past the 40. And that's where he'll get tackled just on the other side of the 40. Looks like the 43-yard line. 29 seconds left, and we're not done.
29 seconds to go. 28 if you're looking at our screen.
Wow. So, Bengals, 29 seconds, 2 timeouts, an electric offense that has already put up 33 points. Mel, what's in your pocketbook right now for as a play call?
Sidelines, all sideline routes. Get to the sidelines. Save those 2 timeouts because if you get inside the red zone, they are going to be needed. So hit the
Absolutely.
sidelines and make sure you get out of bounds.
Bengals come out, no running backs, 5 wide receivers, 3 down to the bottom, 2 up top. Quarterback's going to drop back to pass here. Steps up, throws it down the field, but he's not going to find anyone there. No harm done. 23 seconds left on the clock still. Two
And,
timeouts still available.
and the good thing about that for the Broncos was there's no flags.
Do the Bengals have a kicker?
Boom Lumbus, yes, they have a kicker, but we have not seen his range. He's only been kicking extra points today. That's not to say he can't make the kick.
I do want to give love to our guy Bobby Rhodes Jr., professional special teams player of the year in the PAFL. No Bobby Rhodes Jr. on this field, but
No Ben Lyons either.
and no Ben Lyons, but still an opportunity here. So 23 seconds left in the game. 34-33. Broncos over the Bengals. Ball at the 43-yard line. Drama here in the PAFL championship game.
Drama, heart-wrenching drama.
Quarterback's going to drop back to pass. He's going to step up, and he's just going to take it himself. He's going to try to get out of bounds, but he doesn't. He gets tackled there with 16, 15, count 'em, seconds left. A good job by the Bengals coaching staff to take the timeout there. So that'll leave them with 1 timeout, 15 seconds left, and a first down. Whew!
Man,
As good as it gets here in the PAFL, an absolute showcase of these two-tier teams, the best football game that we've probably had all year, and we saved it for the end.
Ohio versus Pennsylvania. It gets no better than this. And on top of that, the crowd has not sat down
No.
since 3 minutes to go
Absolutely.
in the fourth quarter.
Once this game changed hands, both sidelines absolutely electric. Everyone on their feet, everyone engaged. An amazing atmosphere here in the PAFL championship game here at Elliott Field.
This reminds me of week 1, Rapids versus Cobras, and Bobby Rhodes Jr. kicks the game-winning field goal. It's tied at 14. Bobby Rhodes Jr. comes through for your Rapids. That's the kind of drama we have here.
This is as good as it gets in all of football. 15 seconds left here. Ball at the 42-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Bengals. Down 1.
You hear the crowd through our microphones. It is electric.
Quarterback's going to take it, going to drop back. He's pressured, steps up in the pocket, moves through. He's going to just take off himself again, and he's going to get. Oh, and he fumbled the football. He got hit and fumbled the football. We got to wait to see on the referee's decision. We do have the. We got a whistle. Crucial call right here.
It's 4 seconds on the clock.
Okay, so
However, the Bengals still have one timeout
yes,
left.
so there was Bengals football. They are going to call the timeout with 4 seconds left, and we'll set the scene here in the PAFL championship game. It was 22 to nothing Broncos. Bengals climbed all the way back and took the lead. Broncos, with just 35 seconds left, score a touchdown to take the lead back themselves. And now we are here after the drive. The Bengals on what will be, pending a penalty or a score, the last play of the game.
Gotta be
Four,
honest with you.
4 seconds left.
I'm
First
I'm
and 10
leaning
from the
towards
30.
kicking it. I don't know what the Bengals kickers range is, but I'm leaning towards kick it.
Leaning towards kick it. I'm not sure. I don't. I think this would all have to come down honestly to how much you do trust your kicker.
Well, again,
And
there's no Bobby Rhodes and no Ben Lyons. We have not seen this kicker before today, and all we've seen him do today is kick extra points. So realistically, we don't know what his
absolutely
range is. And from there, it's about a 45 to 48-yard field goal.
right. A very very long field goal that's going to test that range. Lot of time being taken over there on that Bengals side. I'm not exactly sure. There now will break the huddle. So here we go. Referee resets the clock to 6 seconds left. First and 10 from the 30. Downs irrelevant. All that matters is 6 seconds left in the game. Bengals down one, 33 to 34. We'll have one more opportunity here for the Bengals to try to complete something
Oh, they're
amazing.
kicking it.
And they are. They're going to attempt a game-winning field goal with 6 seconds left on the clock. Ball is down. Snap is up. Kick
It's
is up, and it's blocked. And it's blocked, and the Broncos are going to jump on the football, be tackled,
Game
and that will do
over.
it for the PAFL championship. The Ohio Broncos block a game-winning field goal, and they are your Tier 2 PAFL championships. 34 to 33 over the Artic Bengals. Mel, I cannot believe it.
I am not only astounded at how this game played out, I think I might have to go to the doctor after this one because my heart is literally
Yeah.
about to jump out of my chest with the way that this game ended. This is how football should be played all the time.
Yeah.
Drama, great offenses, great defenses,
And,
points abundant.
and
This was what I was waiting to see all year.
and great sportsmanship by both teams here. Wow. I mean, I'm at a loss for words, and I talk for a living. Um,
I'm with you.
I do question for you. Sitting here just emotionally post game, would you have tried to throw the Hail Mary rather than attempt the long field goal with the way that your offense had been cooking?
Truth be told, I'm torn because it could have went either way.
Yeah.
It either could have got knocked down, or you could have had it blocked like we just saw, or it could have came down in the arms of one of your receivers. We will never know. However, this is the part of football that makes football fun. You don't know what to expect. No matter what you call, there is several outcomes for that one call.
Absolutely. And absolute hats off to the Bengals. They played an amazing game today. Fought through adversity, down 22 to nothing, stormed all the way back late in the fourth quarter to take the lead. Just couldn't hold on. And for these Ohio Broncos, tried and tested throughout the entire year, but finally they get the crowning championship that they feel that they have deserved. for multiple years now. An amazing game, a great job by the Broncos to come back after finally having the lead taken from them. It's hard sometimes to rebound when all the momentum has been taken from you, but they did an amazing job to rebound and to really come up clutch in the dying moments of this game.
This was what it was about. Look at the score, 34 to
Wow.
33. 1 point separates us from a hell of a championship. Passing touchdowns, almost about even. Turnovers, we didn't even see that many turnovers, but that's the kind of game that was played.
Absolutely. I mean, close on the stats, close on the scoreboard, but at the end of the day, there are multiple plays that you can look at that these Broncos made that were the tide turning events that allowed them to come through clutch and come up big. The big hit by the DB, the way this team fought through, and even though the offense slowed down, they continued to fight. And I got to share a message because I'm gonna try to find him post game. But I had told you that I had talked to the Broncos coach during the pregame, and I asked him. My final question to him was what his message was to his team, and it was basically that how you handle yourself under the bright lights of a championship is how you'll be remembered. Winning is determined by the willingness to sacrifice and battle through adversity. And they finally found that adversity late in the third quarter, early in the fourth, and the way they battled through it is the true test of a champion.
And this is what it all came down to. You couldn't have asked for a better situation for either team to be part of. Beaver County battled their way through the season, and as you can see, we are hoisting up the trophy here.
2025 PAFL 2A
Absolutely. Your
champions, the
2025
Ohio
PAFL champions, the Ohio Broncos. Congratulations to everyone on their coaching staff, players, coaches, ownership, family, the kids, the wives, the girlfriends.
All the
It's a
sacrifices,
right.
the yelling from the wives about you going to practice, all those Saturdays, the grind. I knew what it took, and you see it right there to hoist that trophy up. That's what it's all about. You, if you're a Broncos fan, if you're a Bengals fan, or if you're just a football fan in general, watching this scene right here, right now, is what it's all about.
Absolutely. And a big shout out to the owner of the PAFL, Jermaine Campbell, handing over that trophy to the Ohio Broncos, a much earned PAFL championship. Congratulations to them. Congratulations also to the Bengals on a hard fought game. But at the end of the day, the
Somebody's got to win, somebody's got to
and
lose.
at the end of the day, it was the Ohio Broncos. I want to take a moment here to thank the Rapids media staff. They did a lot of the media for today's game. Shout out to Rico McGee of the 216 Sports Network down there taking photos. And I want to thank Romel Thorpe for bringing me in from the Strawbro Sports Show to come back home and do this
And
championship
we
game.
ain't even done.
It was an honor to do it with you. It was an amazing game. We could not have asked for a better game. The second one has got a lot to live up to after this
Oh
one.
man, I don't think the second one could top it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we'll be back in 2 weeks for
August
that.
30th,
Absolutely, for that second championship game.
it will be the Columbus Fire versus the Island Boys, aka the Michigan Hurricanes.
Absolutely, and that is a great one there and a great game. Shout out to my family and my friends and my Rapids guys who have been in the chat supporting me today. I appreciate you guys, and that'll do it for me for the Strawbro Sports Show, but most importantly for the 216 Sports Network. I am Ken Straub.
I am Romel Thorpe, and thank you. While I'm at it, before we close this out, gotta send a special shout out to TGBG Apparel, the official outfitters of the 216 Sports Network. Our other sponsor, Clarice's Confection. She makes great treats. You gotta check her out. Check those out. And our camera person, Skyanne. Great working with her all season long. She has been a great asset to the 216 Sports Network. Love having her here. And we still ain't done. We got to see us back on the 30th. So, for the Ohio Broncos, the Beaver County Arctic Bengals, the PAFL Tier 2, and our brothers over at Western Reserve Radio, I am Romel Thorpe with the 216 Sports Network saying we will see you guys on the 30th.